Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to Mortal Spheres, the last premiere in our week of premieres. And I've not updated the stream goal, but I'll do that shortly. Don't you worry about that. I will do that shortly. Welcome, one and all. Before we go around, let's start off by doing our links and things. Social links. Check out our Discord, our Twitter, and our YouTube. You can catch all of those over on all of those links there. Discord saves inclusive. Twitter, send me a DM and I'll get you a game. And YouTube, you can catch all of these games on the YouTube over the next few days. They'll all be live before the next episode is released. He says, hiccuping slightly. Next up, we also have a Patreon. You can support us over on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, and every dollar is very much appreciated. If you are already a pledger, you can let us know in chat with a subscription-style notification. I've cut myself off massively. A subscription-style notification that you guys can see live. First streamer, no one saw that. Don't worry about the video playing twice, I cut it. Rewind, I'm playing the video again, let's start over. Okay everyone, merch. I also have merchandise. Check out the merch on this website here over on Redbubble. We also have sponsors in Bird in the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press. Bird in the Storm Publishing is a company that produced TTRPG content in the form of modules. We played one recently. Hans representing today, and also we have Mage Hand Press, who made the Dark Matter Alpha, a D&D 5e expansion for sci-fi systems. We also have a tweet. Check out the tweets. Every 10 retweets, we will get a Cypher, and other than that, check out the panels below for some awesome things. I haven't heard anyone. I hope you guys are all live as well. Oh, hi everyone.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you. Okay, no one spoke. Like you're all
I was reacting. I'm sorry. I knew I was supposed to say something.
Okay. Jess, do you want to introduce the setting first, or do you want me to introduce everyone first, or how do you want to do this? This is your show now.
Oh, please go ahead. Why don't we do player introductions?
Okay, cool. Well, everyone, I'll be playing Quan Breck. Quan Breck is a strange paradox who does weird science. He's a bit impulsive. Well, he, they, she, whatever you prefer, really. They are a little, impulsive. And I think I've got a feeling they speak with an Irish accent. I think they're like, yeah, that's what I'm feeling. My audio is really low. Whoop! There we go. Thank you for that.
Hey.
Next around, let's go this way around. Let's go to Zelda next. Hey, Zelda.
Oh, hi. I'm Zelda. I'm going to be playing Sei Hanekawa. She is a American-Japanese ex-Olympian who got into a little bit of a rough patch in some travel in her time going to different places as an Olympian and lost most to all of her limbs. So she is a prosthesis recovered person who now has both arms and legs replaced with higher end, or to the highest end of prosthetic. Think Ghost in the Shell style, like heavy, expensive, good. But yeah,
basically
she's
a cyborg.
Yeah, basically like cyborg limbs. It's pretty cool. But yes, she is not all that smart, but she's quick-witted and she talks fast and thinks fast and goes fast, and everything has to be like now. So anyone
so
else
new, so fast. I'm excited per se. Yes, why don't we, Hans, what are you doing? Who are you?
Yeah, I'm playing Harold Yamakawa. Harold is a sharp-eyed vector who solves mysteries. He's a former sheriff's deputy, former fugitive recovery agent, which is a nice way of saying bounty hunter, and current search and rescue consultant, who may or may not have some PTSD issues. We'll see.
That'll also be very interesting. And Alice, last but not least.
Hello, I am playing Emery Chapman. She is a bit of a traveler. She likes to wander around, meet new people, and she writes books. She likes to hear people's stories. She likes to hear mysteries, and she likes to write them down. She's quite petite in frame and not very brawny at all, and mainly just relies on her intelligence and her brain to get her where she is or out of situations she could get into. Yeah, she's just quite happy to be exploring at the moment. So
Excellent. Hi everyone, my name is Jess. I've been on here a couple times, but this is my first big long shot campaign, so I'm really excited to be here. We are playing Monte Cook Games The Strange, which, I don't know, I feel like most of you know, this is a lovely History of Eden players who are very familiar with the Cypher system, and The Strange is just a separate setting using the Cypher rules. You guys will get to see what The Strange is all about. Basically, it's a lot of world hopping. We call all of those parallel worlds recursions, and they're based off of basically all of humanity's creativity. So there's maybe a Sherlock Holmes recursion. There's maybe an Avatar recursion. There's something out there for everyone. Now, how these players are able to world hop is where we have to begin. Before you guys find out about all of these beautiful parallel worlds, let's start a little small. Let's start with Quan. Quan, where would you reside? And tell me about like a typical morning for Quan.
I reside in an abandoned warehouse. I'm essentially a squatter. I've been setting up a lab in the abandoned warehouse cum factory for quite some time. Mainly using junk parts. I'm trying to create all sorts of different machines. There was a time when I was trying to increase the strength of gravity in a cube for a little while, but that didn't go so well. I don't really stick to things. That's my issue. I sort of start on an idea and then I get about halfway through and I'm like, well, actually this is more interesting. So it's essentially not my first warehouse for a start, and also it's full of half-started projects.
Okay, very intriguing. Now, is Quan a coffee drinker, just out of curiosity?
Quan does drink coffee.
Perfect. Quan, how old are you?
Ooh, good question. I'm 32.
32. Okay. What prime time to be in? And let's see. Harold, our ex-bounty hunter. What does a typical morning look like for you out in the beautiful, sunny West Coast?
Harold's very regimented, so his morning is always getting up, waking up out of a dream, getting himself out the door, running as long as he possibly can before the sun comes up, and then making breakfast, probably 7 or 8 eggs, coffee.
Does Harold have a six-pack with all that protein intake?
I don't know. We may find out during the course of this adventure, but I feel like that's giving away too much for the first 5 minutes of this game.
That's fair. I'm asking too much for this. Now, is it like 7 or 8 cooked eggs, or is it raw eggs drink?
Yeah, cooked eggs.
Okay, that's fair. Scrambled or sunny side up?
No, just fried, and then, yeah, I guess not quite sunny side up.
Okay, I like it. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Indeed. Say, our beautiful cyborg, what does an evening in your daily routine look like?
Oh, an evening. Well, I mean, I spend most of my afternoon probably at the track and morning. I imagine myself working in the morning, doing my doing more training, taking kind of the early afternoon to like rest, and then going back and doing a second bout in the afternoon, and then kind of just like laying low and eating lots, because when you burn lots, you have to eat lots. So probably gathering a couple people and going out to a local place to eat
Yeah.
and getting lots and lots of food.
Awesome. So we've got
Before-
2 fairly regimented players, and oh, a factory just appeared. A warehouse. My apologies. And Emery, tell me about your typical day shenanigans.
Day shenanigans are Emery will wake up. She's probably in like a bed and breakfast or something, or a hotel somewhere, because she doesn't have a permanent residence at all. And she'll do her normal. She'll wake up probably about 5 a.m., hang around for a bit, have a shower and stuff, and wait and sort of keep checking her watch because breakfast doesn't open till 8. And at that point, she'll go downstairs, and as she does every day, she will have a cup of Earl Grey with a slice of lemon and a newspaper of the day. And she has to have it in that order before she has breakfast. And then she will head out for the day, whether she's had some meetings with people that she's going to go talk about their events or adventures and things like that. If she goes to local libraries and other resources. And then by the evening, she'll probably find a cafe or something where she can people watch and write in her little notebook everything from the day, have dinner, and then till very late at night, go back in, say goodnight to the night porter, order an Earl Grey up to her room, and go to sleep.
I see.
And
Alright.
also, thank you very much to both Ambly, who donates 100 bits to give Alice 1 point for her pool, and Phantom Rollbooth, who have also donated, but they've not designated it to anyone yet. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
I swear if you put in your intellect pool, I might murder you.
I mean, it is
No,
temporary.
Really, you can't. You're allowed to. So, just as a party spread to summarize for people watching, we've got 2 vectors and 2 paradoxes. So, like, we've got some magic-y, science-y, nerdy ones, and we've got some vectors who are ready to be all physical and smashy smash. As a general stereotype. How they play out, we're not sure yet. Let's see. So, Quan, you are a person of mystery. We just don't know exactly where you are. But as a scientist, I imagine that you have traveled quite a few places. And you've kind of set up shop in a warehouse out in California. Kind of set up a lab with all your knickknacks and tools. Because you got kicked out
Oh, they found me again.
last.
God damn it.
Yeah, your last science association wasn't quite happy with the way you were conducting your experiments.
I'm hypocrite to tell you.
I will say, all of you self-identify as what everyone knows to be star seeds. And star seeds on the internet are quite a phenomena. In the most general sense, when you Wikipedia them, they're just gonna be the hipsters, the hippies, the people who just don't belong. The more ignorant folk will just call you special snowflakes, but you know that you are just something more. Something just doesn't sit right, whether that's a taste in your mouth or a feeling in your being, that you belong to something besides just these earthly matters. Now, I want to take a brief moment to figure out, Quan, do you publicly, as a scientist who's fairly renowned, if not a little quirky, do you publicly identify as a starseed, or is that something that you leave in the background?
It's probably something I keep in the background, to be honest. I don't often make it public, the things that I do. I tend to do them all in private and sometimes submit them if they're successful. If I finish them, that is. Usually, 90% of my projects I don't finish, but I do get funding. For that one good thing I did one time, I can't remember what it was doing, something to do with something. But it was, it was clearly very good because they keep on funding me to try and do more, and they don't really ask about what I'm doing. So, it's all really grand.
Sure, absolutely, makes perfect sense. It's all about the funding for you. So yes, I believe keeping it close to your hand makes sense. Harold. We're all just gonna break faces.
That's fair.
I will be so impressed if that's exactly how you talk this entire season.
He will though.
I'll do my best for you. I'll do my very best.
To be sure.
Harold, my starseed son, how do you feel about being a starseed? Is this something you've researched? Is it something maybe you don't even know the label starseed, but how do you feel?
No, Harold's heard about it. He's been assigned a lot of reading and a lot of books that are related to like personal theory and like how to feel good about yourself, confidence works, different kinds of basically medically therapeutic texts. So he's seen some things on it. He is conflicted about it. He knows it's a thing and he feels like it applies to him, but it's not something he wants to talk to people about.
Sure, as a pseudo elder millennial, that could be not quite the label you want to take publicly. Say, what about you?
Personally, I think like she just kind of mostly just goes with everything. She doesn't carve away in sense of thinking of these things. She just kind of like does things. Like she tries to be exceptional, and then when she feels like she was peaked at the exceptional amount that she was, and then suddenly it's like prosthetics are like a whole new world of like in this world for speed and everything. Like she's starting to wonder like what is that limit, where does it stop, where does humanity stop, like where do we hit the ceiling, and is there a way to like make that a glass ceiling? Can we get through that? Even so, can we keep going? Like this is her like her speed, and that thought of having to always like go over top of everything that she does is driving her. She has no idea what these like the seeds are or anything like that. There's just this drive to like one step herself every time and hopefully make
True
out.
Infinity.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. So you're not aware of the starseed label, but you're just constantly, you've got eyes on the prize. You want to keep pushing yourself and see where your limits are. Okay. Very cool. Emery.
Emery knows that she is a starseed, but she also knows that some people will mock her for it or maybe not take her seriously, and in her line of work she needs to be able to talk to people without them. She needs them to be comfortable, basically, so she keeps it to herself. However, her way of doing research on it is finding the people that think and believe that they are these star seeds, and she goes and interviews them and then writes everything down about it to record it.
I love it. That is beautiful. Okay. Last thing I'm going to ask of you before we all gather is, Harold, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you're located?
Okay, so Harold lives in Northern California off the coast. It's a small town called Bent Pine. If you've ever been to Humboldt County, California, it's basically like Oregon or Washington. If you've seen Twilight, it looks like that. It's all really rainy. There's very tall, you guys have seen it.
The UK.
Very tall redwood trees. No, you guys don't have redwood trees, I don't think. Do you? Do you get those? And everything's right against the coast. The sand and the soil tend to be very black and red. It's beautiful. It's a great place to be. There's no people there if they can help it. Everybody who's there is an ex-hippie. So if you want to be a starseed, it's a good place to be because you're either very special or else you're an old-fashioned ag rancher. And Harold is neither of those things.
I love it. Okay. All of you are here in Bent Pine, California for separate reasons. As we begin, Harold, you're obviously already here going about your normal day, probably at work at the moment, and you come across an independent contract for someone looking at a study, and they're calling all starseeds, lo and behold, here in this town. And they just want to do a little neural implants, sleep studies. The inquiry is very vague, and they're just like, come apply. Funding will be here. Everyone will be appropriately compensated. And they give that notice to you, not for you to go be a part of the study, but for you to maybe investigate it. Do you find it intriguing? Do you find it something you might want to inquire about or participate in yourself?
Yeah, there's two real big motivators here. One is that Harold is dirt poor. He has basically no money and lives job to job. So he's definitely going to investigate it for that. But also, he knows he doesn't belong here, and he's very interested in finding out why that is. So he's there for that too.
Yeah, what better than a private study to do that with? And they will compensate generously, or so they claim. You take the clipping. They emailed it to you, and it's called the Myriad Medicinal Research Facilities. And we will fade over to say you travel all over to do all of these competitions, between the Olympics. Obviously, you've got to keep up and go through all of the different international, national, statewide, whatever. This time around, you are in Bend Pine, California, testing your endurance at the high altitudes. And then you run into... Now, question. Is one of your prosthetics, that's the word, the ones on your legs, are they above the knee, below the knee,
They're above the knee.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna give you a GM intrusion. Who would you like to give the other XP to?
Let's give it to Quan.
Okay.
I'm
interested in what they have to say.
Very intelligible, ever evolving Quan. It's great. You, as you're running and training throughout the mountains, one of your knees kind of gives out, and it's a weird feeling. You actually haven't felt like one of these pieces dislocate before, but the left knee seems to be a little creaky, and like it's not something that you can normally take care of yourself. It's not like a tightening of a nut or a greasing of the joint. So you're gonna have to head back into town, and you're gonna find a medical center, and you've got a couple listed since you are a special case with all of these prosthetics. You've got intimate knowledge of like which research facilities can actually provide you the right care. And
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're going to find yourself in the same facility as Harold today. And then Emery, I imagine that as you've been researching the starseeds, you've definitely realized the West Coast is the place to be. And you've spent months and months researching, and you finally find yourself in Bent Pine. And something is drawing you here. The coffee is good. The stories are great. And you come across that you're one of the few people that are still nostalgic for physical newspapers. So I imagine you're at a cafe, sipping some coffee, and you stumble across the local paper, and you see the advertisements. Lo and behold, all it says is Myriad Medicinal Research Facilities looking for starseeds. $1,000 a week. Inquiries made here.
And I think she'll sort of, out of habit, circle it like she has other things that she's looked in there. Chew the end of her pen slightly, and then pop it behind her ear, fold it under her arm, and leave a tip. on the table.
Excellent. Excellent. Quan, you are still in your warehouse facilities. Any idea what kind of project you're working on at the moment?
Actually, I was working on a new formula to try and manipulate some of my own mental energies into an energy drink of sorts, but for the brain. Sort of like a Red Bull, but more for like more for like, you know, like a Snickers bar before you take a mental test, you know, that sort of thing, to try and give you a mental boost. So that's sort of more of a whim, really. I'm sort of doing that alongside also trying to generate a gravity gun that can hold things. But that didn't go so well either. I'm still working on that one. It looked pretty cool, but I mainly just designed the gun because the gun looked cool, and I didn't actually manage to do any of the actual mechanics behind it. So, sort of moving on from that one as well.
Everyone's like, what the hell did you just say?
I know! I'm like catching like every third word. Good enough. I love it. Mumbo jumbo in addition to the accent. Okay.
And you've confused Amberly in chat. She doesn't know what.
Emma's like, what is happening? I can't understand him.
That's just Irish, guys.
Does anyone... The real question is, Amberly, does anyone need to understand Quan? Do we?
Yeah, he's not actually a mad scientist. Everyone calls him mad. He's just Irish. They're just like, oh god, he's gone off on one again.
So you've got like weird wires hooked up to your brain. You've got the electrophoresis gels, all pads on your little temples, and all the lights are flashing, and you're running through all the data to try and figure out this mental brain boost Red Bull thing, right?
That's right.
And
yeah.
you've got, yeah. So in the corner of the warehouse, you've got like a little, like, imagine the Men in Black, like, forget everything flash thing, but it just flashes on its own, and it's your little alarm system saying that you've got a potential sciencey thing going on where you should be, whether it's a party or a new project or like funding potentials. This thing is programmed to know. It's connected to the network, and you're like, me. But Quan, you ignore it like half the time. So roll me a d20 and pick high or low.
Let's go high.
Okay. Okay, good for you. High would have been you ignore the flashing light again. So it's flashing at you, and it's even beeping this time around, and it's like, meh. Quad, look at me. You got a thing. And it's voice activated. You're gonna let it keep arguing with you.
So have I noticed it? Because like, probably. I've it. Nice job.
I don't understand the command. Do you want to know about the alert, the new alert, or?
Yeah, what's the alert?
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the alert, but like maybe you want to go through the voice recognition patterns one more time with me after this.
Sure, we can do the whole calibration thing once more time. Why not?
Okay. Background information, I forgot to say, like, we're around, this is like 2035 the year. So like, this is Alexa on crack. Thankfully, the Irish can be understood just a little bit. What's your alert system's name?
Philip.
Okay, so
in an Irish accent, what is Philip sound like?
Oh gosh. So Philip tells you that you have an incoming alert for potential funding in a new research facility. And you haven't heard of this place before. Then again, you are new to the area. But yeah, you get a little ping on the same facility that everyone else is going to end up at. And honestly, Philip's a little hazy on the details, so you don't even know what it is. You just know there's some big money involved on this game.
Big money, eh?
Yeah. Now the question is, do you heed Philip's little hint, or do you continue making your mental Red Bull, or what do you want to do?
Nah, what mental Red Bull? I'm bored of that. What's the thing?
Philip's like, oh, it is located at 145 North Columbus Township. Zip code wherever.
Right. Well, I'll plug that into my teleport. I didn't finish making the teleporter. I suppose I'll get the bus.
Sorry, Ash just mentioned that I confused our Alexa here.
I was gonna say, I just saw it. Say Philip, it's fine.
Oh. Okay, so we're gonna flash forward a few hours into the day, and you all find yourself at this facility. Now, given your different backgrounds, how do you want to approach entering this large, unmarked building?
It looks like a normal place of work.
Yeah, I mean, it's an upgrade from your warehouse. Do you pay rent in this warehouse?
No,
Quan,
I'm totally a squatter.
Okay, just check it. Okay, so Harold and Say, you guys are gonna end up entering through the main door, so you're nothing shifting about you guys at all, and you're gonna end up in the lobby at the same time. And I would say, oh god, this is gonna be confusing. I would say that Say is gonna be going down the same hallway as you, but you guys are gonna end up splitting into different rooms. And how do you awkwardly walk down the hallway? It's like not a large one. You guys end up in the same elevator. You end up awkwardly bumping across the same floor and go for
in a slightly like safety manner. My leg system's at the knee where it buckles. There's a locking piece that basically it turns into almost like an oversized peg leg, but it's better. You can walk on it. It's like a kind of like a crutch. So I'm hobbling quite quickly, and
Harold, have you seen anything like this?
I don't know how obviously fake this leg is. I'm at least going to notice the fact that she's got an unusual cadence for how she's walking. It's probably prosthesis.
I mean, my arms and probably part of my legs are showing. It's not like I'm not hiding anything. It's
we're in Northern California, so if there's going to be medical advances, it's going to be around here. We'll probably see things like this, so it's probably not unusual, but it's probably not common.
Then again, I don't see any.
At this point sorry, go ahead.
I don't see anything on Harold, do I? No prosthetic.
Not that I know of.
Nope. Normal looking Japanese guy with his hair kind of cut back like this, wearing a plaid shirt and a pair of jeans and heavy boots.
Now, in this day and age of medical sciences, Harold, you realize that it's commonplace that prostheses have like hyper realistic like silicone coverings. And Say, did you forego those for like super cool cyborg aesthetic, or did you keep those?
I just didn't see the benefit in having them. They're more just to hide things, and I didn't find that they needed to be hidden. It's just extra expenses for things that are all really just for looks.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for the raid, Tales from the Grim. Welcome in, everyone, and welcome to the Mortal Spheres. Oh, hi!
Yay! Hi, friends.
Don't look like... What are you here for? I mean, pretty obvious. Leg shouldn't be working like... Well, it should be working, not like this.
Good.
But I don't see
Here's your lesson plan.
anything. Yeah, well, I don't see any prosthetics on you. It's not a bad word. Hello?
Mm-hmm. Yes. There's a study.
Looks like we got a new friend.
thank you so much to Maltadale for the resub, and also Tales for the Grim from the resub. Thank you all so much, you guys. You have rerolls to gifts. Please let us know who you would like to get the rerolls.
So much love.
I continue to
those were
tap
goals.
on Harold's shoulder.
Yes.
Are you okay? Like, I mean, it's awkward enough walking down a hallway with people that you don't know. It's like when you say goodbye to someone and you walk in the same direction afterwards. It's really weird. You might as well just, like, not be quiet.
I don't usually do that. Do you need help? Is your leg all right?
That's what I'm here for. I'm actually here to get my leg fixed. Because, I mean, like I said, it's kind of... You can tell that it's not working. It's kind of broken.
Well, you've already gone all the way from the parking lot here, so you can't need any help walking, can you?
Oh, no. I'm okay with walking. It's a little weird, but sometimes you gotta deal with it. Do you need help to get anywhere? I mean, you're walking fine, but...
There's signs. I should be all right.
I mean, we're both going in that direction, right?
Please take your
Right.
seats.
The little.
We might as
card-
well talk about the weather.
I mean, you're not from around here, so the weather's going to be fairly similar here all the time. I don't know what you would know about the weather here. You haven't been in town for very long.
I mean, I came in to do some training. I've only been here a few days, but I mean, I was lucky to have someone tell me where to go when things kind of don't work as they should. So it was really nice talking to you. I'm gonna go get my leg fixed. And I'm gonna hobble off just a little bit faster.
Yeah, you realize you look at your card, you're like, it's 12:03, and you're like, 12:01, 12:03. Okay, good. And you slip in to go get your leg checked out.
Have also hit 10 retweets and 4 followers, so we have 4 ciphers to gift.
Holy
2
shit.
ciphers to gift.
I was
Sorry.
like, what?
My brain maths. I did 2 times 2 instead of 2.
Okay, 2 ciphers noted. Yes. Study room is going to be 12:05, which is further down the hall, Harold. And you'll walk in, and you notice there's a waiting area. No one's there yet, and you've got a front desk lady sitting there waiting for you to approach.
Okay, so I do that.
Oh, hello, dear. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'd like to apply for the study.
Oh, how did you hear about it?
It was in the newspaper.
Huh, interesting that they would put that there this time around. Okay, well, and she hands you a tablet with a pre-filled form for you to just form fillable notes, all of the personal information, medical history, mental health issues, backgrounds, everything. Like, incredibly thorough for just a starseed study.
The mental health section is going to need more space. Harold says, this isn't a very big box. Do you have more paper?
Oh, if you just click on the box and you zoom in, it'll get bigger.
It gets bigger. He continues writing.
Good. Well, I'm glad that you're very thorough. We appreciate that here. And you look at the last page, and it's just a questionnaire related to the starseed things. So the first one is like, how do you define loneliness?
Do you want me to give answers as we go through this? Is that what we want to do?
You can sit on it.
No, I've got it. I just
Okay.
wanted to
Yeah,
do
by
it.
all means, if you want to share, then you can.
Okay. Harold thinks about it for a second, and then he thinks, and he writes this down. When I wake up after a dream, I always feel like I was part of a group. And when I wake up, I find myself alone in bed.
Oh,
That's his entire answer.
okay. Do you share that like as you start filling out that last page? Are you like saying it to the front desk lady?
I think that would be super creepy, so probably not, but
That's fair. Good.
at least for you.
I will keep that in my pocket. Thank you. It's gonna take you some time. Like it's a long drawn out form, so we'll sit there. Emery, as a person who wants to investigate this building, how does Emery go about their sleuthing?
She doesn't necessarily sleuth. She walks straight in the front door with the newspaper under her arm, and we'll start heading to the first person of authority or someone who looks like they're in charge.
Sure. You find no one in charge on the first floor, the entryway, but you do see a security guard who seems to be guiding people along if they ask.
Hello? Yes? Hello?
Yes. What can I do for you?
I'm a researcher. I am looking for the Starseed sign up or something.
Oh, yeah, the new posting. They just popped in here recently. Okay, believe that was in 1205. Yep, so you're going to take this to your hallway right around over my shoulder, and to the left, there'll be an elevator taking up to the 3rd floor, and just walk straight down. Linear hallway, nothing to worry about. Wait, did you say you were participating in the study? Or visiting someone? Oh gosh, I'm so
A
bad
few
at
things.
this.
No, it's fine. It's a few things. Not to worry. Thank you very much. And she sort of turns and...
Okay, have a nice day.
And she'll head towards the elevator.
Sure. Timeline-wise, you're going to be like maybe 20 minutes after Harold has sat down and started filling out things. Quiet!
Right.
Quiet!
Alright, man.
You've got your Philip accessory in your head yelling at you. Your little earpiece
Hey, what is it?
as you navigate. You're going the wrong direction. You need to turn around, and in 2.2 miles, I should have told you earlier, but you need to turn around and take a left. You missed the address for the research facility.
Turn around and take a left. Alright.
Yep. Or you could walk backwards and take a right, but that would be difficult.
Quan takes the time to think about it.
Okay,
Decides
so
to turn around.
how do you navigate? I'm imagining you have some sort of crazy science moped.
I mean, I was just gonna catch the bus.
Oh, gross. No. You can't do that in NorthCal. No. NorCal's gonna have terrible public transit. It'll take you all day. And you're a squatter. You don't believe in paying for things.
That's why I'm taking the bus.
Buses in America cost money. Okay, so you get there.
Do they have like the fancy like put your debit card on it thing?
Yeah.
Can I just like I can just have made something that I just put on it and it just frazzles it and says, "Yep, on you get."
Oh, like a ARFID, like scrambler or something. Okay, yeah. Why don't you roll me an intellect check on this?
Sure.
You can expend effort if you want.
Well, what difficulty am I going for?
It's gonna be fairly difficult, but you do have an asset as a scientist, so it would be a little above a mundane task for you.
Okay. Could I use science tools, which I'm trained in?
Sure, we can give you another asset in it.
Cool. So, do I put any effort in? Nah, I'd be alright.
Yeah, great. Easy peasy. Everything is frazzled, doors open wide. You're just on your merry way.
Yeah, right, okay. I'll probably wait till the next stop, actually. I'll pull the pull cord, get off at the next stop.
Yeah, the driver's like, what, why, what? Okay, fine, go.
Right, have a get then. Let's go the other way. Fuck it. I'll walk. It's only 2 miles, you say. 2 miles, you say, Philip. Well, I'll walk it then. And I
Good
start
steps
walking.
in. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it'll if you're at a brisk walk, it'll take you less, like 30 minutes. But how would you like to enter? You kick down the doors. What do? You try and scramble your way through a side door.
Well, hell yeah. Well, if I've got an RFID thing, why not? I just.
Now you're aware that this is a research facility, and regardless of your abilities, it's gonna be higher security. Probably a couple different doors to crack in terms of scramblings. So it would be up there.
If you hadn't noticed from my dialogue, I'm very good at scrambling things.
But of course, so in order to go through the side door, break through without detection, you're looking at approximately if I had to put a number to it, a level 7 task.
Oof. Okay. So let's see here. I say hastily updating my pools because my pools are all wrong. I have got my science tools.
Yep, down to a 6. You have intellect aplenty. You may spend effort. Or not, if not in character.
Well, no, because I know that if I talk to people, it's all going to go fucking wrong, because whenever I speak to people, they all get really funny. So, I will use my science tools. And what I'll do is I will put some effort on that. I think I'll put three levels of effort on it.
It's super cute, but but only tier 1.
I'll put 1 level of effort on it then.
Indeed.
Fuck it. Maybe I'll get a good roll. No. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, at least it wasn't a 1. The effort was made, and you assumed that the door looked very familiar in terms of security on the outside of it, and you're like, oh yeah, I've seen this before. And you plug in a program that you've used, and that universal scrambler didn't work. It makes 1 beeping sound, but it doesn't seem to have set off any alarms.
I jab at it a little bit. Bloody thing's not working. Oh, well, I guess I'll walk around to the front door and go say hello. So I'll make my way around to the front door. I feel like I have to retranslate in English after every sentence.
That's okay. That's perfectly fine. You see how long you can keep this up. You get to the front and you see the same security guard looking somewhat confused. And then, I mean, there is a front desk lady there, but up to you who you want to approach. Oh, cats. Cats are great, man.
Well, is there someone behind a desk? Because they usually have to be nice to me. It's their job.
There certainly is a person at the desk. She looks a little frumpy. She has a beehive hairdo. Ridiculous amounts of hairspray have been put into this style.
Right?
And just click-clacking away. Checking people in.
I'm just going to come really up close to the desk, sort of like leaning over the computer almost.
I'm gonna need you to take like just half a step back. Just don't breathe on the computer, please.
Oh, who, me?
Yep.
All right, yes.
Yep. What can I do for you?
I'm here about the thing.
Well, here at the Marion Medicinal Research Facilities, we have many things. What thing in particular are you looking for?
Give me a second. Philip, tell her about the thing.
What are you handing her?
No, I'm offering Philippa. I'm like, Philip, tell her about the thing. Philip, tell her about the thing.
Sir, it's not sanitary for me to take that earpiece.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to take it. Just listen to it.
And she hears Philip being like, yes, we have been alerted to a study about the star seeds, and we are intrigued in about it. And she's like, is this the new Philip, or did you modify him?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, maybe.
Oh, well, okay, I can work with that. Do you want to participate in the study?
I heard there's a lot of money.
We are compensating people appropriately for this study, but you seem to be like similar to the scientists leading it. Are you perhaps part of the team?
Oh yes, I probably am. That's probably why they've invited me.
Okay, let me just check the list. What's your name?
Conbreck.
One more time, sir.
Con, that's Kunn Brack.
Ooh, boy. Well, I'm so sorry. I'm trying my best to understand you, but, like, I flunked out of Spanish. So, like, maybe could you write it down? Here. And slide to, like, a little tablet.
Yeah, sure. Crikey, how did I just spell it? Oh yeah, Quannbrack. Conbreck.
Oh, okay. Great. Quan, it's a pleasure to have you here. Why don't I just double check the facilities? It looks like I don't have access to the scientists for this study, so maybe I'm just gonna send you down there. You can deal with the front lady there. Please head to room 1205 and have a nice day. Here's the card.
Room 1205, you see.
That is what I said, yes.
1205, lovely. Oh, great, thank you very much.
Yes, have a nice day. Please come back soon.
We got any refreshments back there?
Oh, each of the rooms have their unique facilities, so please feel free to enjoy what's in room 1205.
Fantastic, right, well it's been a pleasure speaking to you, and I'll tap the screen before I go. Pleasure speaking to you.
Yes, great pleasure. Hi, bye. And you just see her, like, meticulously tilting it back and Lysol wiping everything. Oh, Lord have mercy.
I'm so sorry.
Are you, Quan? Okay. So after all of between trying to hijack the facility, going back in, talking to the front desk lady, I would say you are the last to enter the room. In fact, let's cycle back to Say for a brief moment. Because by the time Say is done with their checkup, that's when Quan will be entering the hallway. Say, you get back, you enter 1203, and you see a doctor not much older than you, but they look at your initial paperwork and see that you've got some sort of injury that they got to tweak, and they're like, "Oh, wow, it's a pleasure to have you."
Yeah, I have it locked up right now, but it something clicked. I was just training, and I heard a small scrape and a click, and it just kind of went limp at the knee joint, and now I just have it locked, and it's
That was
Oh,
the
that's
proper
okay.
protocol to have. Good job. Thank you for locking it. Are you okay? Did you sustain any bumps, scrapes, any other biological injuries of the organic variety?
No, I fell to the ground, but I mean that's just I mean you have two legs and then you have one kind of thing. So it's I mean not a big deal. But I wasn't running at the time. I didn't go headlong into anything. That's fine. We're good there. But it is kind of at least it's fixed now. I mean,
You didn't bump your head?
no. I'm okay.
Oh, darling. Okay, that's fine. Okay, well, why don't we take you back and get that little knee checked out? Okay.
Yes, please.
Was there any fine tune-ups that you wanted to look at while we were here? Any modifications, or you just want this function?
I think just getting my leg functional would be more than sufficient.
Okay. And the doctor will take a look at it, unpop it, and breaks the safety that you've locked it into, and it just like falls limp. And they look at you and they're like, "Now, do you have any control over it? I see that it's similar to what used to be a dislocation in your organic knee, but in this prosthesis, this is a new development. They weren't designed to be dislocated. Well, that's an interesting fall that you had, huh? Can you move it?
I don't think so, and I'll try and see if I can move anything below the knee. Like I'm sure I can lift the hip muscle up, but the knee part just kind of dangles.
Yep, it dangles. You can wiggle the toe pieces just fine, and you actually have full ankle mobility. But something about that knee is just not allowing it to rotate. So spend a few minutes, and it's really cool to see all of their tools lined up. It's somewhere between like a high tech, looks like what would have been a car mechanic's place. You've got welding materials, you've got teeny tiny screwdrivers, big screwdrivers, super magnets, and they're just like lots of whirring and stuff going on. And they're like, "Oh, huh, well, I haven't seen this before, but it's easy enough." And they just kind of loosen up a couple of the bolts on the sides as hinges, and then they pop it back in. They actually insert a magnet in there to stabilize that hinge of the knee, and they're like, "I believe all taken care of. Now, is this a regular run for you?"
I mean, I don't normally train at high altitude. Normally, I just train on track and flat land. But other than that, it's nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay, and she'll take like a handheld device and kind of scan over you like a handheld X-ray, and instead of an X-ray, it'll show the location upon the accident, and she'll download all of the information. She's like, "Interesting. We'll take this information and set it into our archives and see if this is an underlying issue or just you are the outlier. If there's nothing else, feel free to go about your day."
I met someone in the hallway saying they were doing some like testing or something.
Yes, we did have a new company come in. They're running a study. It's no surprise really that they chose bent pine, but yeah, they're gonna look at the star seeds. You know how that goes, right?
No, not exactly. Do you know anything about it?
I mean, with someone as popular as you, the star seeds, they're just the people self-identifying outliers, no?
I've heard things on like Instagram, and it's probably out by now, but the social media sites. I mean, I used a couple of them, but I never thought it was anything more than just social hubbub.
Ah, yes. Well, that's I think what they're trying to find out, whether it's just social hubbub, as you say, or if there's something more unique to these individuals. Because as we know, they're just self-identifying, so anyone could be like, "I'm a star seed." But there's been reported incidents of very unique abilities. But most of them we get are just loners. Feel free. I mean, they're pretty open right now. It's like, you know, it's like cast calling. They're ready to take everyone on. So if you want to swing by, it's actually just across the hall from this
Sure.
doorway.
I mean, it should only take whatever, a few minutes. I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
I
Just
think-
follow up with us. We probably want to schedule a checkup 1 week from now, just to make sure everything's good to
Oh,
go with you.
sure, absolutely. Thank you for doing that. I know it was kind of short notice.
Yeah, no worries. Anything for you. Like, we love our athletes.
Thank you.
Have a good
I'm-
one.
You too. And I'm gonna kind of like skip out the door and just kind of bend my knee a little bit and kind of hop.
Beautiful. It's good to see her work in action. You step out the door, and Quan. Who do
Yes.
you want to give the other XP to with this GM intrusion?
I'll give the other XP to Emery.
Beautiful.
Emery.
However you say. Okay. Say as you open the door out of 1203, smack dab into the face of Quan. The door is.
Stop!
Get out!
No!
What? Face it as a smack dab.
Doesn't count as a smack dab unless you hit your face.
Oh god.
Quan, how's your nose?
Probably broken, right?
Depending on how vigorously say open the door, how eagerly.
Oh, I expected no one to be on the other side of that door.
You wanted to test your legs, and you just like.
I was like
fling the
hopping
door
around. I
open,
was
like,
not
jump.
paying attention. I was probably looking down when I opened the door.
Okay,
He's fully, like, you know, he just fully on the floor. Just...
yeah, you just splayed out like smack.
Jesus
So
Christ.
you hear this big crack, and you didn't expect the door to stop so suddenly. And then, as you peek out into the hallway, you see this person on the floor holding their nose.
Oh my! I'm so sorry, and I'm gonna just like pick him up and put him on his feet.
Get back here, Strongen.
Yeah, it kind of, you know, the trade-off for not being able to feel your arms.
That's pretty much
It works.
Strongen. No.
Pardon?
What?
I'm sorry. Did I hit? I must have hit your head. Did you? There's doctors all around. Do you need to see a doctor?
Sure, be alright. Yeah, sure, my head hit the floor, but I'll be fine. I just did a little bit of whiskey and I'll be fine.
Can I at least get you a tissue or something for your nose? Is there anything I can do?
Actually, that'd be fantastic.
I'm gonna run down the hallway and try and go to the desk and grab a tissue.
No one has seen such sprinting in this facility before, and everyone's like in awe as you fly by so gracefully. The lady at the front desk looks at you.
Can I have a tissue or two, or maybe even a couple?
Oh yes, absolutely. I'm
gonna take 3 really fast and just
Okay.
like bolt back.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
I love the people in chat translating what I'm saying. It's great.
I love no one's called yet that you just said, I just need some whiskey and I'll be alright.
So you're able to straight back, zip zap zoop, no problem. And Quan, are you still laying on the floor prone?
Well, no, they stood me up, didn't they? So I'd be.
Right.
I think I'll. Yeah, no, I'll still be standing.
Oh, here, I grabbed some from the desk.
Oh, that's
I
awfully
didn't-
fancy. Thank you.
That was
You
really.
didn't actually have a bloody nose. You're just like for show.
I really am sorry that I knocked you over, and I'm gonna put my hand out. My name is Sei Hanakawa.
Come on, back.
It's nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you. Are you here for the thing?
I was here for a checkup on, the things, the limbs, and I heard that they're doing some like starseed testing thing, like a quiz. I just thought I'd drop by and see what it was all about. I don't know. It might be interesting.
Is that in room 1205?
1205. Yes, 1205 in that room.
That's where I'm going.
Oh, well, actually, there's another guy here that I just saw. He was going in there as well.
Oh, fantastic.
Maybe one of us will come out lucky and be one of these starseed people. I don't know. Be neat. It's just right here. I mean, you're in the right place, I guess, if you're looking for the room. And I just kind of like point at the door.
Alright, let's go in. And with no sense of etiquette, Quan just wanders on first.
Absolutely. And I'll kind of follow up.
I would say that was a surprising amount of etiquette for Quan. You guys enter the door, and by this point, Harold has just been like tapping his foot, just waiting for his turn to be entered in. The paperwork's been done. Amory, you got there, and you're just chit-chatting with the front desk. I imagine trying to figure out what's the lowdown here, and the door busts open. You look back and see a athletically built person with 4 prostheses and a... Quan, how tall do you think you are?
I reckon I'm about 5'3".
Okay, I was also picturing very short.
You're
So
adorably tiny.
I'm 5'3", and I've got myself a nice wide lab coat.
wait, pause. If 5'3" is adorably tiny, what does that make me? I'm like not 5'1".
Yeah, no, I'm the tallest female in my family at 5'4", so don't worry. They literally get smaller in my family as you get older.
Oh gosh.
So, do people mistake me for being in charge here? I mean, I'm wearing, like, literally my only possession on my character sheet is a lab coat.
You're wearing something under that, right?
We talked about this. I mean, it's not necessarily flapping in the wind, so we don't know.
Oh no, there's a breeze. No one open a window.
Oh man.
I'm 5'4". I'm roughly 5'4", but as in Emery is. I mean, I am, if you want to know that about me in real life as well. But I am roughly 5'4". And so I'm guessing Emery is just that little tiny bit taller than
1
Quan.
inch to hold it over top of him.
Yeah. Quan, are you like a little squat, or is squatting just a euphemism for you, or?
No, I am a squat squatter, yes. I am a squat squatter. Also, if there's no one else in the room that looks official, I will walk in my lab coat and stop being alright, settle down now everyone, now we're all here trying to take a great thing. Now make sure you've got plenty of notebooks, we're going to get for them all during the season. And I'm sure we'll all have a lot of fun and we'll all be friends by the end of it.
Do you work here?
No!
Okay.
Blood right off the
She
bat.
just like, look, right. So do you actually know what we're doing here?
The thing! We're doing the thing! Philip, tell her about the thing!
Hello, Philip. She just like hold it in front of her face.
If you can hear me through the earpiece, yes, I alerted this individual to a particular study that is supposed to be here, which I imagine the GPS tells me is right here in this room about starseeds, and there's lots of money involved in here.
Philip, are you looking after him?
You are a new voice, and I recognize it, and you don't have to go. I can just understand you. Yes, define how loosely do you looking after? I don't have eyes, but
Do you keep him alive?
I do remind him on every 3 hours to take a snack. hydrate, and take a poop if need be.
Interesting. Thank you, Philip. And she'll just sort of turn back to the desk wherever this person is. Like, hi, yes, I'm here for the starseed thing.
Oh, are you applying to be in the study too?
And she sort of has a quick thing. So, yes. Yes, I am.
Lovely. All right, well, if you don't mind, just take this application here, take a moment to sit down and fill it out. Be as
Fantastic.
thorough as possible, please.
Of course.
We will run a background check, just so you know.
Of course.
Oh, no. poor Chad is like, why are they all giggling? You don't need to know yet, but it's fine.
You're all on the same page, though. It's great. Oh man.
I feel so special because I wasn't a part of Eden, but I watched Eden.
But you know.
Yeah, like, oh.
Chad, we're so sorry.
Welcome to the Zoom chat of the effectively, because this is what happens.
Okay, so Emery, you sat down with the tablet, I assume. Harold, how do you respond to Quad?
I don't respond to him at all.
Not even looking at Quad.
Oh no, I'm looking at him, but I can hear him and smell him just fine. I don't need to really pay him any more attention.
That is a war cry.
Yep. Speaking of smelling Quan, when's the last time you took a bath? Because I'm fairly certain your warehouse doesn't have running water.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And it's a good thing too, really, because only having the one lab coat, if I was to take a bath, I wouldn't have anything to wear afterwards, because I'd be all wet. That's
All
logic.
right. Well, as far as we know, Quan has a bit of a stale stank.
Oh, fuck, I've accidentally made Rick.
Yeah, you favorite Rick and Morty.
That was an accident.
Oh my god, does that mean Bill is Morty?
Oh no!
No, Rick, you shouldn't be doing this. Like,
This is very
That's
true.
done.
I will say it's not pungent. Harold just seems to be able to smell it. Like none of you, like, even when Quan is shoving Philip in your face, there's no like super man stank going on over there. But as a professional scientific squatter, Quan would know that there are, beach showers and stuff in California. So they get by. It's just a matter of, do they remember to get by? Quan, you've already admitted to not leading this study, so how do you proceed in this room?
Well, I continue to stand at the front as if I am leading the fucking thing.
Do you have your back facing away from the receptionist?
Yeah, and I'll also be picking up a, if there's like a clipboard or anything for the scientists, I'll be picking it up and just checking it over.
And at this point, you say you walked in. So as far as Harold and Emery know, you're associated with Quan. What are you doing?
I'm putting this one in the regular chat.
I just got over being sick. I can't stop. Oh god. It hurts.
Chat, we're so sorry.
I signed up for this. I knew there were some shenanigans to be had, but all right.
okay.
This is fine. Olympians say, please tell me what you're doing.
I came in to get my. Sorry.
It's okay.
I came in to get my leg fixed, and they were talking about having like a study or a test here. I just thought it might be interesting, and I mean, I was here, and if they're taking anyone, I mean, I might as well just stop by and give you, a few minutes.
Yes, you see the receptionist trying to like look over around Quan, being like, "Yep, you're allowed
Oh
to
no,
apply."
I'm like over top. I'm like 5'10".
Okay.
I am a
You're
little
like
bit taller.
towering over it. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, she's sitting at the desk, so she's like hidden from view. I guess yeah, you could see over Quan and be like, "Okay, hi. Yep. If you want to wait for the tablet, just wait until that lovely person over there finishes, or you could do the old manual paper style if you wanted."
Oh, I don't mind either. If you have the paper one right now, I can get it done.
Sure. And she hands you a clipboard, and the papers unmounted are like a good like little manual. It's like in paper form, it's like 30 pages long, front and back.
I didn't realize it was going to be so long. That's fine. I guess. Do you have it? You know what? It's fine. I can stand. And I'll just like kind of walk off to the corner and like lean against a wall.
Nice. Super cool.
Harold gets up out of the chair he's sitting in. You can have this chair.
Are you sure? I mean, it's not too much just to stand.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Hey, you're the same one that I met in the hall.
Right.
Was the test weird? Like, can I ask you about it? Is it weird to ask you about? It's
I
like
don't know yet.
I'm not asking for answers. It's not like it's school, right?
I haven't actually taken it yet.
Oh, okay. I don't have to study for it, do I? There was no like.
I still
prep.
haven't taken it yet.
Okay. Let's just like talk about our answers afterwards. Is that okay? Can we do that?
Sure.
Awesome. I was never very good at tests, so I mean, it always helps when people say they have like similar answers afterwards. Never mind. I'm just gonna start writing down things.
In this year of 2035, if at all, like how often would you have come across paper, say? Like, do you have handwriting or?
I imagine there'd be handwriting. There's things that you still need to sign probably on paper. Like I can sign my name. Sorry, there's a hair on my name.
So distracting. How dare it?
I think handwriting my name is not like there's probably practicing handwriting, but like I mean not much use for it besides like signing your name and basically your alphabet and how to write it, and that's about it.
Right. So point being is like you could probably signatures are fluid, but like writing out all 30 pages of the application, I'd imagine you get through like 3 pages by the time Emery is done, and Emery hands the tablet in. The receptionist looks
Looks
at you.
like we got a new friend.
Would you like to import your answers and start on the file?
Thank you so much, Bird vs. Plane, for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Come on in and join us as we try and get past reception.
Emery sort of looks down and says, "Oh, you don't take paper copies?"
Oh, we do, but it's just tedious. That's why we had you fill out the tablet. You want a paper copy? We could print you one out after.
No, it's fine. She just sort of do that really awkward smile of, "It's fine."
Okay, darling.
Wait, I mean, I can use the tab. Is she done?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just let me see.
Okay.
Just give me the clipboard. I gotcha. Let me scan those papers and let me see. Oh, those aren't. Those aren't very. Oh, okay. Why don't you just start fresh and I'll shred this. It's okay. She just looks at your handwriting in abhorrence. Just like not legible. Triplicate paperwork, yes, indeed.
front, you probably hear a loud tear.
All right, you zip through the application just fine, and much like Harold, you get to the last page, and they're all not very scientific, not clinical in nature. You see it, and you're like, "What is loneliness? What does that mean to you? Do you feel lonely? Or maybe have you isolated yourself?"
Sorry, is this to Emery or
To say,
that to say?
yeah, Emery.
I'm writing. I know what my answer is, but
Fair enough. Beautiful. Excuse me. All right. Everyone has, well, the three of you have submitted applications. Quan, perhaps everyone's a little confused. You still haven't approached the receptionist. You're just leading the pack, pretending. What's going on?
I'm now eating the contents of the clipboard. Turn it off a page at a time. There's got to be some sort of secret inside the pages.
Excuse me. You do realize that's not the kind of paper that has nutritional value? I needed to shred it.
Why would they make it so tasty?
That is subjective and very intriguing that you find it tasty. Are you hungry? Like, we have the...
I did ask for refreshments at the desk, actually. Have you got any refreshments back here?
You said words. I don't think I understood them.
No, refreshments. Food.
Oh. Well, we do have meal plans, part of the compensation, if you'd like to be a part of the study. In terms of refreshments, I've got a bowl of lollipops.
That'll do, yes. I'll take a handful, put it in my pocket, and then take another handful.
They look, at first glance, just like any bank teller, just standard suckers, multicolored, but they're actually bioluminescent. They're glowing. Do you still take a handful of the glowing lollipops?
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well, now that we have your refreshment situation under control, I'm sorry, please clarify what your intentions are here?
Me?
Yes.
The thing! I'm here for the thing!
The study?
Usually.
Uh-huh.
They probably invited me in.
I mean, we did... It's open calls. We are accepting applications.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Were you looking to be a part of this study?
Well, I mean, I know I've come in late, so you don't have to put my name on the official paper. But I think I can probably be of some help to you.
Okay. She adjusts her little receptionist earpiece and she just dials it down a little. And Quan, you notice that it's a Philip 1.0, and she's adjusting it to slow down your speech input so she can better understand you. Okay, I understand, but well, I think I understand. Let me get this straight. You think you're a part of the staff?
Well, why else would me Philip tell me that I'm part of the thing?
I'm unaware of the Me Philip brand. Is that a new line of products, or
maybe? I don't think. Maybe I'm modified. I can't remember.
Okay, so your Me Philip got you a notification about the study.
Yes, and I'm happy to help you.
I think your Me Philip just notified you that we were accepting applications. I don't.
Can't
honestly,
be.
I don't get. This is above my pay grade.
Can't be. For the money. The money's better than half the science work I do. It's gotta be a science thing.
Oh yes. Well, the compensation is quite generous there. It's Oh, you know, you've seen these fellas go through the application. There's a bit more work involved than one would normally think. Do you identify as a starseed?
Yeah, well, you know, on a Thursday I'm tempted.
Sorry, what?
Might as well say yes. Maybe.
Okay, and she's just gonna slide you the tablet. Just like, if you could just fill this out, then I could admit all of you. I promise this is legitimate. Please.
Can I hack it to just fill it out automatically, like Google Translate or something?
You know what? I'm gonna say you don't need a roll for a success, but I'm gonna ask you for a roll just for flavor, so I can scale it. So yes, you can hack it to autofill.
Oh, it's not very good.
Okay. Okay. It does it for you. You take the stylus and you flip it on its end that you don't normally select and tap with, and you press some buttons, and you're able to see a load screen and try and log into your own account from a independent API and have a safe IP address, and then finally it loads, and it's like it cut like 2 minutes out from if you had just manually filled it.
Yes, but I didn't manually fill it, so I've won the long game.
Beautiful. How do you hand it back to her? Or do you, I don't know, frisbee toss it at this point? I don't know with Quan.
I just hand it back. Thank you very much.
Well, this has been really interesting, guys and people. Okay, let's proceed. I'm going to page the actual doctors for the study and let them know you're all here. We've had a couple others already going in, so it's gonna be fine. You guys will be great. Again, the compensation is 1,000 a week. You will have a meal plan because you will have to stay here for a little bit.
Ah, fantastic. Do you provide clothes?
I do.
Emery, you provide clothes?
I thought you said I prefer clothes. I was like, yes, I do. Do not. I know. Guys, it's like 4:30 in the morning.
That's totally valid.
I genuinely thought you were like, do you prefer clothes?
Where are we all paused? Like, do you?
I'm like, side job. Emery's a tailor and has clean underwear
My
for
true
everyone.
identity is revealed.
The receptionist looks at you and Quan and is just like, well, looks at Emery and then looks at Quan and it's like, considering we give you meals and bedding, I'm sure we can find clothes if needed. Okay.
Am I close to anyone? Who am I closest to? Who have I sat next to? Am I near Emery? Or Sai or Harold? Who am I with? Whoever it is, you're getting an elbow.
No one.
No one's. Well, I would imagine Harold is definitely not within. Like, try to be as far away from the smell of you. I think Say said that they were off to the. No, you took Harold's seat. Right. You're probably closest to Emery. Who are we kidding?
I'm gonna nudge him and like, hey, we gotta get out of here, ain't we?
Okay.
And I give you a wink.
She's just like. She's. Sort of turns to look slightly the other way, just up at the wall somewhere.
Okay, and
What the hell did you say?
We're on to a good one
I
here, aren't we?
Not sure. I didn't get that one. I've been picking up pretty well.
I was okay apart from the providing clothes thing. And that one. What was that one, sorry?
That one was, we've got in good here, haven't we?
Oh.
Got in good here, haven't we?
Yeah. You mixed Margate with Irish and it completely threw me.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I guess we have.
Lots
Your
of winking and
receptionist
nudging.
doesn't know what to do.
She is not winking at you. She's like, oh, like, if anything, her eyes are getting wider.
She's like flipping through all of your applications. She's like, Emery, are you okay? Do I need to call someone? Are you comfortable? Maybe, Quan, is it? I'm not familiar with this name. Could you just take a step away?
Yes, that's perfectly normal. I can certainly do that for you. Oh, yes, right.
Good job. Okay. Terribly sorry, Emery.
It's fine.
You know Quan's the sort of person who just maintains too much eye contact as well.
Staring. And if you lock eyes with a receptionist, she'll feel the contact and she'll not know what to do, so she'll just stare back at you.
And she looks like Emery looks down at Quan and says, "It is rude to stare.
Oh, I thought I'd made a friend.
You don't make friends by staring at people, or at least that's not how I've done it before."
Ah.
I'm paid well enough at this desk to make eye contact with everyone.
Oh, well, that's fantastic then. She enjoys it, see?
So Emery just again turns the other way, almost like praying that someone else talks to her.
Everything had been fairly normal in this receptionist room. Nothing futuristic, just plain boring, semi-comfy chairs. And you finally get all your paperwork processed. The receptionist just kind of waving through her holographic papers and taps a button, and the whole room goes black. And all of the lighting is dim.
I pull out my handfuls of glow-in-the-dark lollipops.
I knew that was coming.
I know I gave that opportunity, I just forgot. Are you raving with them, or are
No,
you
I'm just holding them up to see.
That's great. And slowly your eyes adjust, and you start to notice that the dim lights are actually stars, and not just like stars projected on the walls. They're little flecks, almost like dust to you, all around you. And you get a big voice over some sort of intercom being like, "Welcome. Thank you for your time here. We know the application was long, but we look forward to each and every one of you. Starseeds are much more important than the public realizes, and we want to ensure that you indeed are all qualifying starseeds. The next few weeks will be interesting. Everything will be provided for you. You will want nothing, and you might discover some new things about yourself. If you are ready, please step through the door to the side of this lovely receptionist."
Harold's walking across the room.
Yeah, in the dark. Cool. And the lights slowly dim back to normal office lights, and you see a door that hadn't been there before phase and slide open. So Harold leads the way. Does anyone else have any last words? Want to walk through? What would you like to do?
I'm gonna chase after. Hey, you said we were gonna share answers. Oh.
Well, come on then.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Can we
build
see?
it up for nothing if I didn't.
Can you see what?
Can we see on the other side of the door?
It's just a hallway, as far as you can tell.
Let me go down it then.
Emery sort of looks back at the door that they came in through, and then, okay, and she'll just sort of walk after Cy and Harold.
Is this in
He's got
character
those
or out
glowing
of
lollipops as well, like.
These are the raving lollipops. Got it. Have you eaten any of them?
I've eaten one of them.
Okay.
Probably two,
So
but
your tongue, if you stick out your tongue, it glows.
You're encouraging him now.
It's so easy, though.
When Harold gets to the door, he's going to look back to where Say is, and then to Emery and Quan. And since I imagine Quan's sitting there last, she's going to turn to him and say, "Are you coming or not?" This is to Quan.
Ah, sorry, I thought you said to Emery. Yes, I'm coming.
No.
I'm right behind you.
And Harold waits until everybody else has gone in.
Yeah. Okay, so Harold leads the way. Say following, trying to discuss answers. Quan and Emery in the back.
Emery went in just before Quan.
Okay, Quan raving in the back. Got it. Choo-choo train. You guys go through the doorway, and it's a long hallway. Not as dark as when the announcement was made, but it is kind of like a half lighting, like some sort of weird mood lighting. And you notice that they've put in this background sound, and you're not sure what is happening. Like, you're wondering, is this part of the study? What are they doing? Are they setting a mood? And it's not so narrow that you guys need to go single file. Like, there's plenty of space. It's a good, 7 feet wide. So if you guys are congregating, how do you want to interact? It's going to take a bit. It's pretty far down.
You're muted.
No, he's just laughing.
No. Sorry, Zelda was muted.
Oh, okay, got it.
Harold, was it? That last question. I mean, I put when you're kind of sitting in a room with a bunch of people, but it feels like you'd just rather go for a walk, and they're talking around you. Is that kind of what you put?
No, not really.
Damn it! I knew I got it wrong.
What question is this? Is Emery sort of looks? Are you still trying to answer them?
No, the last one. I was talking to Harold about the answer.
I'm Emery Chapman. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, it's nice to meet you. My name is Say, and I put out my hand and.
Yeah, so. And she sort of looks at your hand. Is it? It's nice to meet you, Say. What question were you stuck on?
The one about loneliness. I guess it's more an abstract question than a right or wrong answer, but
I just gave the definition of being alone, having no one else present.
I guess that also works.
I mean, it's not
It
wrong.
was a personal thing. No, but it's yes. I don't think there was a wrong answer for it, really.
Probably not.
Could we say that I'd taken a copy of the questionnaire so I can go back and check my answer, having auto-filled it?
You made Philip scan it. So you have a backup of it.
Apparently my answer was Quanbrek 36. Oh no, wait, that's my address.
I mean, did anyone else have to like write it by hand? I'm not really used to handwriting things.
I prefer to.
Really, my handwriting isn't very good. It's mostly just like kind of like scrawl, you know, like messy. But they took it, so I imagine they can read it.
If you can read it, they can read it.
I guess that's fair enough.
It'll be fine.
I-
Handwriting always has more characteristics to it anyway.
You know, that does sound, yeah. You know, I can agree with that. So, I mean, I know you a little bit, but like, I mean, are we the only ones in here? Was it just us in that room?
I guess so. I mean, there's probably more people behind us and more people going forward. It can't be just us.
Wait, did they say they were holding us here?
Yes, I was a little concerned about that bit, but I guess.
Do you think they'll let me go back and grab things from my car?
Probably not right now.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Well, I'm gonna just like start scrolling on my phone and see it. Is there Wi-Fi in here?
Also, thank you very much, Material Components, for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to Mortal Spheres.
Is there Wi-Fi in this building? Can I scroll my phone?
There is shitty guest Wi-Fi at the moment, but you can see that there are other connections to access if you had a password.
I am just going to tweet. In this really dark room.
In the age of 2035, I believe it's twat.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
I'm not gonna say that one.
That's fine. No one says it out loud.
In this dark room, being held here, don't worry, I'm safe. Send.
Emery leans over. She's like, "Oh, you put no hashtags."
Oh, I don't usually hashtag. It's just I have a decent following as it is. I don't really need.
I know who you are. And she sort of suddenly like clicks as to recognizing your face.
Oh.
You're that athlete.
Yes, I did track and field in the Olympics for a few years, and then, you know, they won't let me do that anymore. Too a little bit unfair if I can, you know, break things with hands and, you know, shot put balls. I can. They don't like that at all.
No, I don't imagine they do. So what do you do with yourself now?
Oh, I still train. I still run and, you know, jump and do all the things that normal people do with normal limbs, but just a little bit better.
Of course. And she'll probably turn and continue walking down the corridor.
Oh. And it's gonna keep scrolling my phone and walk out.
Yeah, she's just okay.
Quan, what are you doing?
Oh, I got these lollipops, you see.
They had lollipops?
Yeah, I showed you one, and I'll flick one to you.
I'll catch it.
Easily catches like hydraulic sounds as you like grab it real quick.
Just tear off the package and suck on it.
What? There's packaging on it. What?
Wait.
If you ate the packaging, Quan, to your first lollipop, it was like rice paper.
I mean, I guess it's edible, but I'm sorry, you're dancing to this
It's
music.
great. You guys are walking down this like slightly dimmed hallway forever, just like strolling along, and you've got Quan in the back raving with glowing lollipop.
I mean, how can you not dance? Can you not hear the music? Can everyone hear the music?
Absolutely.
Oh, good.
Well,
I can hear it.
yeah.
God, it's been so long since I've danced or anything like that. I'm not gonna do that. Nope. And then just kind of keep walking.
So, are you guys still progressing towards the end of this hallway, or are you stopping for a dance party?
I'm walking and dancing, walking and dancing.
Okay.
Emery is stood very upright and probably moving quite quickly. She just wants to get to the end of it, even if there are other people here as well. She's probably catching up to Harold by this point.
Harold has to keep stopping and turning around because of it taking so long.
They're coming.
Goddamn lollygagging.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a lollygag?
I went there. Yeah, you get about 10 feet to the end of the corridor and you realize there's no door. The lights dim a little bit lower as you approach the end. And if you take a look around, you can see a couple of spaces in the wall where the panels seem brighter, like little circular pads that are just kind of emanating a different glow than the rest of the hallway.
And they're on opposite sides of the hallway?
There's one at like face level for, let's say, Emery, and then there's one like way up high at the end of the corridor, and there's one at the other side opposite of Emery's face, and then there's one in the corner like foot level.
Okay, so there's 4 of these.
Yep.
Okay.
And Emery just sort of puts a finger out really lightly, sort of hesitates, and just touches it.
It says that. The pad. You put a finger on and it goes boo! And it lights up brightly right where you're touching it. But it doesn't do anything besides.
Harold, wasn't it? Do you know what these are? Like, she just pokes it a couple more times.
No. Say, why don't you touch one, and Lollipop Guy touch one, and I'll touch one.
That lollipop guy is raving along the wall.
Sure. I'm gonna go to the one that's like highest up and just kind of like put my hand on it.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's totally within your tall person reach.
Okay.
Not fair.
I guess all together then. Yes?
Yeah, Harold goes to the one that's not on the floor, and then points at... Oh, now I gotta look over the name. At one, and then points down at the ground.
And you guys count down. 3, 2, 1. And are you all like face palming it or like?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think Emery might just
Are you
poke
still
it again.
Poking.
I'll
Okay.
just put
I mean, every time I do this gesture, you make a boop noise, so I'm gonna do this for as long as possible until I get to stop.
I'll just put my bare foot on it.
Oh god. Well, the second all of you lay skin contact on these pads, music stops.
Ah, we turned the stereo off.
Good.
Nothing.
And you hear
else.
that music go off in the recording. And the lights go completely black, except where you're touching the panels. And you hear another hydraulic, a very dramatic version compared to Say's hand. And it's coming from the end of the hallway. And Say, your hand starts traveling as the whole panel is just moving open for you to step through. The room is completely dark.
Do we just walk in, or
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yep. Quan.
You gotta get
Let's
loose,
check.
Harold.
Well, there's
Go through the door.
nothing else to do, so
We might as well dance.
no, we're gonna go through that door.
No!
Yes.
yeah, there's a new door.
And Emery will just take a step in.
Quan, your lollipops aren't as vibrant as they were before.
Ah,
Almost like being in the dark, they're slowly losing their iridescence.
damn, I have to irradiate the fuckers.
This isn't Fallout! We need to irradiate them! Alright. So, Say, are you leading the way at this point since your hand was actually on the panel, or you just told everyone that the panel opened?
Sure, and I should be pretty easy to follow. I have little tiny flecks that glow. It's kind of more like just things underneath the wires and stuff.
So cool. Yeah, the wires are all sparking, and you can see transmissions going through every time you walk. It's like light up shoes, but way better.
Are you coming?
Yes, right behind you. And Emery will step in after you.
I'm sure Harold is right behind. Quan, are you?
I'm waiting for Quan to go through.
Alright,
Are you still wiggling your toes or fondling the panel with your foot? I don't know what you're doing.
I mean, I was told to stand somewhere, so I did. I'm a scientist, you see, above all things, and I know that if you do something you're not supposed to do during a scientific experiment, then it's gonna fuck it up. You want me to come up with that, Wayne? Alright, I can let go of this thing then.
Right.
Gingerly lift my foot. And then shuffle.
You did what now?
Gingerly lift my foot. And then
Oh, okay,
shuffle.
okay. All right, that's fine. I heard gingerly lick your foot. Please no. Maybe I should have put that as a veil. But God.
Foot fetishes are not on. They're not allowed.
Please make note, guys. Not actually in the spreadsheet. All right. You guys all walk through the panel.
I feel so bad. Jess is like, this is my first long stream campaign. I'm so excited. And everyone else is like, hey.
You know what? It's totally fine. I love this starting. Honestly, it's great. It's perfect. It's like, what a better brand to have. You walk through the panel. It's pitch black. Like you, even with your eyes adjusted to the dim lighting, you can't see anything. So the second Quan's last foot breaks through, nothing. You see nothing, you feel nothing, you hear nothing. You can't even sense the people around you. It's like you have been cut off. All 5 senses are gone. How do you react?
Hello?
It's like you've got cotton in your ears and you can't even sense your voice being projected out.
Yeah, she does that sort of like thing with her ears and she feels like they've got water in them. And just... is anyone here? and she sort of reaches out and tries to fill the space around her, and then she'll crouch down and just reach out for the floor.
Like sprawl out.
Yeah, just sort
Okay.
of try and feel.
Okay, noted. Harold, how do you handle this?
This is that moment that Harold feels every day right when he's about to wake up, when he comes from his very vivid dreaming into being just a normal person again. And he's freaking out. He's howling loudly.
Yeah, it's it's not dissimilar from sleep paralysis, like that sensation of just everything being taken away from you. Your howling is very loud, bouncing off the walls in your head, but it's going nowhere, just echoing inside of you. Quan?
So I can't feel anything, I can't hear anything, I can't say anything, and I can't touch anything.
Yeah, dare I ask, what are you doing?
Well, if I can't feel anything or anything like that, I guess I'll just start reaching out with my mind. And then when I realize I can't reach out very far, I'm going to make a blackboard in my head, and I'm going to start doing quantum mechanics.
Yes, so you start going through your mind castle and making links of all sorts of algorithms. And is that how you cope, or are you trying to do something productive?
I suppose it might become productive. I don't know, I've got bored of that formula, I'm moving on to another one.
Right. So you just like pop a squat and start thinking in your head real fast, your eyes flickering back and forth. Wow. Say, what is this?
I'm feeling around for walls, and I put my feet on, like, my feet obviously are on something solid. And I'm gonna like stomp on the ground a little bit and see if like it's solid ground or what. Is there walls around me? Is there anything?
You've had enough time to cope with having all of these prostheses, and they give you haptic feedback, which mimics nerve endings, but you know it's not the same as having that same sensation of feel with your organic hands or your feet. You can sense that you're stomping down on something, but like no reverberations, and it's oddly devoid. Like you can sense you're not straightening into nothing, but you don't understand. There's some sort of disconnect between what you're doing and what you're feeling, because nothing.
Oh, I might regret this. And I'm gonna put my arms over top of my head, and I'm just gonna run and see if I hit a wall.
Okay, great. Oh, this is beautiful.
Oh, I thought about it before, but I
Okay, so did you like send a Hail Mary, or did you do a little spin, or you just ran straight from where you started?
from where I've started, all I've done is like cover my head and in waiting for something to hit my arms and just run in a straight line.
Okay, fair. You neurologically know you're trying to run in a straight line, but the vertigo in your head makes you feel like you're running on a small sphere. Like your gravity is centered around something really small, and you feel really dizzy. You're just like going in circles in a three-dimensional space.
After like a few minutes of just like sprinting, just shouting for people. Hello?
Nothing. Muffled. So we've had Harold howling, Say shouting out, and running. Emery, you called out initially, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Quan made the logical decision to just sit down and do quantum physics in their head. Indeed. Quan, you didn't try very hard to reach out mentally because you felt like you couldn't gauge the distance that your mental capacities were reaching.
Agreed.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude.
I said agreed.
Oh, you're cut off. I'm like, God damn it. I'm trying.
What did it sound like I said?
You're like rude, and I was like,
Agreed.
Word. Okay, great.
We've got a whole campaign of this accent, can I just say?
I honestly, maybe I'm just a skeptic at heart. I don't believe it. The more I know, I realize the more I say I don't believe it, it's just gonna fuel the fire to make you do it. So, all right, Quan, when you reached out and retreated back into your mind castle to do all these algorithms, slowly you start to feel something. You start to hear something going on. And you just have a cute little ditty. It's almost like your rave never stopped.
So the little man in my head on his chalkboard is dancing while he's filling it out.
Say, did you continue to run as you felt that vertigo, or did you try to stop?
Oh, after it started like feeling like I'm about to throw up, I would have stopped.
Word. Excellent. When you stop, you finally feel the ground. And that is the only sensation that you get back. You can't hear anything. Everything is deafened. You can't see anything, but you can definitely feel a solid ground. Fairly flat as far as you can tell.
Can I put my hand down on it?
Yeah.
Does it
You
feel
get down
just-
on your hands and knees. You can still feel around.
It's just like flat ground, nothing else to it.
So far. If you stay stationary, are you just like reaching out, or are you starting to crawl?
I'm just kind of like squatting down and touching it with
squat.
hand.
Sorry. That's because yeah, it's just smooth, like silky smooth. Just a weird floor surface to have.
I'm gonna keep just talking to myself and kind of shouting out for help and just seeing if anything changes.
Okay. Shouting, are you like wax on, wax off? Or are you banging on the floor? What are we doing? Having a drum circle?
Kind of feeling for the floor, and then once that kind of, there's a floor, I'm just like gonna walk forward and just keep my hands out and
Hope to not run into walls.
hope to not run into walls.
Got it. Harold, are you still howling? Imagine like
Yep.
that's all that's all you can do.
That's what he's doing.
You're starting to feel your throat get real raw. Like this is ongoing for way too long, and it's the intensity of you not understanding what's going on. It's much worse than any sleep paralysis that you've had throughout your lucid dreaming. And you finally start to hear the voice outside of you. It's finally projecting and bouncing across what seems to be an open space. You still can't see, you still can't feel the floor, but you can at least hear yourself aloud.
Okay. I would imagine at that point, so Harold's going to stop howling because he's going to focus on his own voice and just trying to hear if there's anything to hear.
You're like, oh! Oh. Pretty empty. Hearing your sudden stop of the howl, it was vast. Like you don't know where the end of this space is.
So now he's just going to be quiet and just wait to see if something happens.
Emery, as you're shouting out, were you shouting out, or you just kind of?
I think she shouted out twice, but then she sat down and tried to calm herself down and just reach out to see if she could feel the floor around her.
You felt nothingness, and you really couldn't gauge like whether one hand was higher than the other or they were flat. And then all of a sudden, as you're kind of swimming out in the void, it feels like you suddenly drop. Like gravity pulls you down maybe like 2 feet, and now you are on a flat surface. And everything is a little gray. You can't make out anything, but you can definitely tell like there's light in here that wasn't before.
And she'll probably steadily like pull herself up and just close her eyes and listen.
Hear nothing. Lots of void.
Hello? Harold? Say? She sort of like calls it and sort of break.
Upon falling, did you, once you feel the ground below you, did you stand up, or are you still kind of sprawled out?
She stood up.
Okay.
Gradually got herself to her feet.
No sounds, no responses from these strange people that you've walked into this situation with. You look down at your feet, and you can sense that right where you're standing, there's a large, like, oblong oval, kind of like a shadow below you. It seems like everything else is gray, and this is darker.
And she'll see if she can reach down to it, like that sort of when you don't know if you're going to miss the step or at the end of the stairs or something when it's dark. It's that sort of feeling as she just reaches out to see if she can touch it.
Yeah, that shadow looks like a void, but when you hit it, it gives you a hollow but solid feedback. Something is there, but it feels
Looks
like there's
like we
something
got
on
a
the
new
other side.
friend.
Like it feels like you could.
Yeah, she starts trying to feel around the edges to see if there's any hook or any like way she can lift this.
No seams.
And then she just slams her fist down on this dome.
Beautiful. Say, as you're walking forth, you stop, not because there's a wall in front of you, but you see something. Some sort of fuzziness is coming into your vision right in front of you. And then a bright flash of light happens and it stops back to fuzzy. It's a small circle, maybe the size of like, let's say 1.5 feet in diameter.
Do I get close to it if I walk to it?
Sure. You can't pass through it. If you don't, I assume you're still sticking your hand out. And
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As you touch it, no response, but it's solid, so you can't do anything to it.
Can I move it? Like, does it move when I grab it?
If you put force into it, nope. But are you like gently pushing it, or are you like banging on it?
Just kind of like pushing it or trying to grab it like out of the air and...
No squishy. It's hard, flat. You can't reach behind it though.
Like there's something stopping me from... So there's like a wall here? Or is it just like...
It's more of the same. So the void that you've been walking through, there's just no feedback. And if you wrap yourself around it and try to pull back to the behind it, you're just going to end up touching your face. So it's like a one-way mirror. Like you can only hit it from the one side.
Can I am gonna like hit on it a little bit more forcefully, just with like the butt of my hand.
Mm-hmm. You feel a hollow thud. No light feedback like when you first encountered it. But Emery, as you're staring down at this shadow, you now have a light that flashes above or below you.
It's like she sort of stops for a second and then starts to bang. Hello, and she's like banging like on this light.
Great. You've got like Morse code coming through, say. Like you've got a light show and it's very disconcerting considered to the darkness.
Kind of like the star on the Mario game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello? And I start banging on it more.
Flashing lights on both sides, and you guys are you can't hear anything, but they almost are in sync with how furiously you're pounding at the surface. And you start to hear a light chiming with each light reverberation. It's very cute, like wind chimes.
She's sort of looking at it, and she sort of sits back on her knees. Okay, so it's every time I hit it, and then she's sort of trying to figure out exactly things in her head, and she'll hold on to this dome and start tapping in Morse code, because that's something she's going to say. But I mean, I don't know if Sai's going to know it.
Morse code.
But I don't know if Sai would. So she's just going to do the hello in Morse code.
Say, as an Olympic athlete, there's often times where you have to unplug and get in the zone, or there's flights and you have to figure out, do I sleep or do I have restless boredom? And I would say you probably could have spent some time learning Morse code, the basics, the alphabet.
I'll say that I know some of it, like I can pick up some things, but like there's some things that it's just like it's too fast, or like it's basically like when you're a junior at a language and you just like words and you kind of try and piece things together and hope it has the same general meaning.
That makes sense. Are you gonna, Emery, tap hello several times or just once to wait?
She'll probably tap hello and then pause, wait for anything, and if nothing comes after long, she'll just try it again. To at least hope that whoever's on the other side knows there's an order to it. It's not just flashing.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, doing this again. After the second time around, you notice the pattern and you can kind of register that it's just a simple message.
Oh, right. I'm gonna tap back that I'm here. It's say, and see if I'll probably spell it just like S-I or something, or S-A-I, but wrong.
And she's just, yes, and but then probably, much to say to dismiss, she starts going for like a whole sentence and just starts doing this long sentence of, where are you? Are you with the others? Which is going to be insane.
Yeah, super rapid tip tapping.
Yeah, it's really fast. She now thinks you can read it.
Not good at code.
And she's just
Emery's words. Please.
And then, where are you?
Emery, as you send that,
don't say here.
Emery, you send that inquiry. Say you can get that one. That one's slow enough. And all of a sudden, it goes clear. Everything around you is still dark, but it's almost like a backlit mirror. But instead of a reflection of yourself, each of you, both of you, can see the other person. And it's very disconcerting because, Emery, you're literally looking down at Say, and Say is like...
Here's it. It's just sort of... Like, it's like, you see me? Oh, like, so if we look around, can we see, like, Harold and Breck as well?
Oh, no.
No, just...
Not that cool.
It's a... Like, Emery's just sort of like sliding like use your arm and break it.
No, I heard you. I'm just...
No, I know.
Reading?
Emery,
Yeah.
Emery, like...
I'm going to try
Oh
to
my God.
hit it hard enough
Please
that
do.
it doesn't damage my own limbs. But
Emery
try-
starts back in like...
Oh my God. Just flying up like your crotch and your face is just shattered with glass. No, you're fine. Okay, are you going to use any skills or just kind of use a might roll to punch the pseudoplexy?
I will use a might roll, and I think actually I'll burn a point of effort for this, and that's an extra 3 of my
if
pool.
you have an edge in might, then you can deduct the edge first. So if you have
Okay.
1 edge, it's only 2 out of your might.
I do have an edge.
Beautiful. Give me those vector powers.
A 0.
And literally you just see Emery sit back like...
I'm so close to that first one of the game. I'm so close. Yeah, you, instead of like making a punch, like clearly boxing wasn't your sport. You didn't know, no, not bang the drum. Nope, you just like, and it just kind of bounces back. It doesn't hit you back, thankfully, but it comes back and you're like,
Is it? And if I can, Jess, I'd like to just put my hand over the top of this dome because I can see Sai. Can I use my telepathy? Just be like, hey.
yes, it's within sight, right?
Yeah, it's within sight.
Okay.
It's just like, okay. Don't freak out, okay? Just don't freak out. It's fine. Where is Harold and that crazy lollipop guy?
I'm just gonna say a lot. Can I talk back to you? Can
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
me?
you can. Yeah, if you, it's almost like a terms and conditions thing. You just have to accept it and say yes.
Do you consent to having my voice
Do you
inside your
consent
brain?
to having my voice in your head and replying?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yep. This is weird.
Yeah.
I have no idea where the other two are. You're the first person that I've encountered since we went into that dark room.
Right. Okay. You definitely can't break through this.
I've only tried smashing it, but I mean, there's other ways possibly.
Don't damage yourself.
We'll try. I mean, things happen. Things are repairable, I guess.
Emery, I offer you GM intrusion.
I know you do. And my hand's going dead, so I'm going to start doing it. Yes.
Oh, well, first, who would you like to give the XP to?
I think I give the other XP to Harold.
Beautiful. Poor howling Harold.
Thank you.
Okay, well, the second okay, so first off, when did you realize you had some sort of telepathy?
She did it by accident when she was a kid. She sat in a playground on her own, just not upset or anything, just literally doing her own thing. And she was talking what she thought was to someone else, but it was actually one of the kids across the playground playing with another child, and they were playing a game, and she was just talking back to this person thinking they were behind her, and then she tried to listen a little bit harder, and probably more and more voices started creeping into her head, and she was just like, she couldn't. Yeah, it got too much. She probably crashed and burned at one point.
That's fair. Okay. The second you make connection with Say, and Say allows you inside of their mind, and you guys are communicating, it's like that moment when you're in a factory and the lights flicker on, like row by row by row by row. And you guys are able to see the rest of your surroundings, and much like your senses, it's just vast nothingness, except you can see Quan. Emery, this would be above you and in your right hand corner. You can see Quan like sitting, but to you it looks like they're laying on their back crisscross and just kind of like existing. You can't really tell what they're doing.
Can I tell he's alive?
I mean, Quan is probably at this point dancing.
Yeah,
they
just like the
ended up
feet
getting
going.
some rave music again. Say, if you look away from Emery and you look to your left, you see Harold's like distraught. Just I don't know if you were like grabbing your head when you were howling or how it looked, but
do I share like a wall with him like I do with Emery? Kind of.
It's not a wall. It seems like you're in the same space. But if you were to move towards him, you don't gain distance.
I'm gonna try. Do it. Is the orb that I was using to communicate with Emery still there? Can I think about trying to communicate with Harold and then tap on it and see if it
You
comes
could
through?
try, but you realize that it's something that is an Emery exclusive.
Can I see Harold from this sign? Like, if I come, like, effectively just like lay on this like massive dome, just like
You're like, not at the current angle.
like Emery's just like, what is it? I've got what could be. No, he's moving. He's still jigging. No, right. I found Breck.
I can see Harold.
You can see Harold.
I can
Is
see
he
him,
okay?
but I can't get to him. He looks like he's in some sort of pain. I don't know.
Pain? Maybe he is dead. Like, as he sort of looks up.
He looks alive, but I mean, he looks like upset or something.
Okay, give me a second. I'll be right back. And she just like takes her hand off and then sort of looks up at Breck. And she's like, Breck? Like, again with her mind, like, Breck?
Heard you.
Yeah. Look down.
He looks down with his eyes closed.
Eyes open, Breck.
Oh!
Yeah.
I knew I'd figured it out.
Gift of sight. Yeah, like, are you okay?
So, just so we're clear, if he looks down, he's looking into nothing because he was like, to you, it looks like he's laying on his back, sitting.
Yeah. It's like, Breck, look at me.
You're in my head.
I'm down here.
Can you give direction to your telepathy?
No, I'm not a sat nav.
Stop looking around like you're a mad person. I don't know, you must be mad.
I'm the mad
I'm down here.
person.
Oh, would you look at the day you are? Hello.
Yeah, as you turn over your shoulder, you're like, oh.
Hi. Yeah. Are you okay?
What?
Are you okay?
I'll be fine, I'll be fine. I was nearly figuring it out actually until you interrupted me.
Okay, well, I found Satan. I found Harold, but he's in a bit of a state.
Oh.
Is that all you're okay? Look, you're some sort of wacky science. Have you got anything that can get us out of this?
Well, I mean, I know a little bit about the strange.
Oh, I'm gonna really regret this. Like, as she sort of looks.
Now, Jess, I have a skill called translation
Yep.
from the
Really?
strange feat, which I can participate in the process of traveling to another recursion. Each time you do, you can choose to initiate, hasten, or ease the translation. If you choose to ease and blah 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 blah. So,
Yeah.
Can I figure out, is this a translation?
As it stands, you are not quite aware of that skill yet.
Okay, so like maybe that's something that I'm working on in my head. That's the quantum mechanics that I'm doing.
Correct.
I'm
Exactly.
getting there.
Out of character, it's not a translation. In character, you haven't unlocked that power yet.
Got it. So in that case, then I'll try and use my strange training.
Now, are you still looking at Emery behind your back?
No, if I'll probably start walking around.
Towards what?
Nothing. Just pacing.
Okay. If you pace and end up looking back at Emery, you don't see Emery as Emery would be in normal light. Everything is inverted in terms of color. So it's like very... You've seen a negative photo. That's exactly what Emery looks like.
Ah, right. I have to get you developed.
What?
I have to get you developed.
Look, are you just gonna sit there and stare, or are you not concerned that you're in this?
Don't worry. I'll figure it out. I go back to my maths in my head.
Immediately breaks the connection. It's just like, and go straight back down to size. Like, yeah, it's just you and me. How is Harold holding up?
As far as I know, he's still in a state of something or other. Not very good. I can't communicate with him. I tried to use the thing, the orb. He can't hear me.
There's gotta be something around here that opens something. Like, and she's gonna just start looking around, whether it's feeling along the walls, the floors, around this like dome again.
The noodle conversation is distracting me.
Renee, I didn't break you. I love you.
Lies. You break everyone.
You made her...
Stories.
She was crying, Alice. She was in tears.
It was a happy... Okay, no, there was a happy crying moment. We had cake.
Frequently in tears, not singular.
Emery, Say, and Quan, you are now at least somewhat aware of parts of your surroundings, no matter how disorienting they are. And with those intentions to try and seek connection with each other, you're trying to... Are all of you trying to focus on figuring out how to get to Harold? I forget what Quan was doing.
No one knows. I don't think Quan knows what Quan's doing.
Quan doesn't know what Quan's doing. He's just trying to figure out this equation that he's come up with.
Oh yes, Vitesse are here, and time and space.
Yeah, he doesn't just use algebra. He ran out of letters in most alphabets, so he also uses emojis, bits of string, anything.
Great. As long as it's not an eggplant, it's fine. Harold, we left you at a point where you could hear yourself talking, but you remained silent.
Right.
I would say probably 2 minutes pass in complete silence if you don't move and you don't speak.
But I still can't feel anything, and none of my other senses are working, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, no, Harold's not doing anything more. He's pretty freaked out by all this. That's not what he wants to have happen.
Okay.
So he's just floating and not enjoying himself.
Sure. Let's see. I would say you sit there in a continued panic, right? And it's getting to be too much for you. You don't understand what is going on. And you start to smell again. At first, it just seems like when you go into a bulk grocery store like Sam's Club or Costco, it just smells a little industrial. And then something very distinct hits your nose. A scent you've recently come across. Perhaps a stale body that might be approximately 5'3". That specific pungent smell hits you.
Okay, so I'm gonna start trying to figure out direction, where I can go.
Okay. Do you take a big whiff, or you just kind of turn around?
No, definitely taking a big whiff.
Big whiff.
Yeah.
As you inhale, it's not bad, but it's definitely not pleasant. It's not your next candle hit for Yankee Candles, but a very specific part of your vision comes on, and you can see a wispy trail leading off to the right and kind of dipping down. And yeah, it's just a vapor trail. It's gonna be bright orange.
Yep, that's about what that smell should look like. So I'll walk in that direction. If I can move, can I move?
You can move. It's a bit of vertigo. I mean, you've been physically trained to withstand a lot, so like the vertigo isn't something that'll stop you, but it's weird because you can't feel your feet on a floor, but you can sense, because of your sight from the smell, that you are getting closer through that trail.
Okay, so I'm going that way. Harold's not really paying attention to what he sees, then he's just going to focus on the smell.
Yeah. You get to the end of the trail and you can see the back of Kwan's head, but it's almost as if looking through a fog.
Okay, can I make physical contact? I'm trying to go up and basically put my hand right on the shoulder.
Oh, just resting on the shoulder. Damn, I was hoping for a head swipe. It's fair. Nope. I mean, if you try to make contact, it just falls through like a, typical ghost-like fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And Quan, you feel like your shoulder pop.
Nah, it's not part of the equation. I'll look over my shoulder.
You still see Emery in negative.
Emery in negative. I start squinting real hard.
At your shoulder, or just like to nothing?
To nothing.
Okay, the opposite of Emery, negative. Okay, got it. Oh, is that what he said? Thanks, Michael. Not part of the illusion. Great. Cool. Harold, after you slip through the shoulder, what do you attempt?
I'm gonna wait and look and see if anything else changes, see if I get any other sensory input.
You notice every time you wait, nothing really happens.
Mm-hmm.
You just see a shimmery Quan kind of turning around, looking, doing Quan-like things.
And Quan is now looking towards me.
He'll flicker towards you, but won't stay in your line of sight.
I'm pretty fast. I want to see if I can just grab him by like where the front of his shirt would be.
You mean the lab coat?
I am not positive he's wearing a shirt, but I'm assuming that I'm going to grab towards his neck.
This is where we so hope he is wearing things underneath of his outfit.
50-50 here.
Well, we know he's barefoot, so.
Okay, so you're reaching out to like grab scruff of the neck sort of situation. Okay.
Yeah.
Quan, you do feel a tug at your lab coat, and the collar, half of it pops up. And okay, important question. Zipper or button?
Button, of course.
Okay.
Velcro.
Quan would probably go for Velcro for efficiency's sake.
This is the future after all.
Kevlar Velcro, confirmed. Okay, button, right? So half collar pops up, first button pops off.
I slap at it.
You slap at what?
Whatever.
Oh, yeah, you hit nothing. Maybe, okay, you know what? Maybe fine. Pocket of cold air is in front of you and disappears as you swat it.
Cold air? No. I'm gonna stop pacing away from the cold air. I don't like the cold.
Harold, you see Quan, and you can kind of vaguely make out that something happened to the shirt, but you didn't grip onto it. And it looks like Quan turns and walks away, but the distance doesn't change. It's like you're following them.
Okay. Well, he's smaller than I am, so I guess I'm going to try to pick him up.
So you're this vapor vision of Quan. You're gonna... Okay, please... As much detail. How are you procedurally? Are you trying to pick him up and fire truck carry them, or?
No, I would scoop him up as one would scoop up a smaller person. Just under, like you're going for the back of their, like maybe small of their back, mid back, and underneath the legs, and just going in with a two-hand grab like this to see if I can lift him.
Roll me a speed roll.
Okay.
For sure.
Let's do that. Speed roll.
Oh, yes, that boot means I should look at it. Okay. You do have, a reminder, you do have XP to reroll.
I do.
If you really want to lift Quan, you can reroll.
Well, that is what XP is for spending. So I kind of do want to do that, but I tell you what, can I take it one better and do a player intrusion at this point instead?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Describe
Can
the
I just
flavor.
say, I just want to grab through this, whatever this barrier that we're feeling physically is. You know, I need to get some more people into my space, and I think I just really want to make contact with Quan here.
Okay, so I agree with this. I think, Harold, you have a mental fortitude that you haven't exercised around these people. You've just you've been courteous, you've been calm, but now you've been shaken enough with all of this sensory underload that it's just, you've had enough of it. And purely by the sake of willpower, you grab Vapor Quan and you're able to pick them up. And Quan, out of nowhere, you feel cold hands picking you up like a baby, ride style.
What in the...
Large child.
Yeah.
What in the dickens? What's going on? Put me down! I'm trying to figure out some serious maths here.
Are you flailing?
I'm not flailing, I'm harumphing.
I would like to harumph.
Harumph.
Harold, it's super easy. It's just as Vapor would feel, like weightless. You're like, cool, I can envision Quan, pick up Quan, but it is minimal effort. Emery, you still have line of sight on Quan.
Like,
You see them tilt, and if I have it right, he's now like the head is facing your head, so it looks like if you were really close, like Plexi, like say, your heads would be touching crown to crown.
And she's just watching him do this, like, or just expecting it. Like, this is just another weird thing that he does. Like, okay, not really.
So visually, Emery, you see that going on, and say you still have visual cue of Harold, and you saw Harold kind of wander around you, and just making us, grabbing a paw, clawing, and then like picking up something, like big hoop, squat, and I don't know. Please cradle Quan. Swing him around, do it, Dan. So everyone has visual cue of somebody. Now, how do you all bring that together? Who's a fighter? Quan's a fighter?
We're gonna know for sure by the end of this episode.
Yeah, we're about to find out. And Emery sort of looks down again. He's like, how's Harold looking?
He is standing up. He looks like he's picking someone up. Can I see? Generous DM, can I see him picking up the smoke or Quan or?
Yes, I will say that as Harold manages to pick up Quan, the mist kind of materializes enough that you can kind of see like maybe a staticky version of Quan.
Is it he's what?
He's moving, he's up, he's picking someone up. Someone short. It just looks like mist from here. It's a little far.
Huh. Really? She sort of like looks back up at Quan, who's probably like rotating a little bit. I can't believe I'm about to say it, but that makes sense. Like, and sort of reaches out to Quan. It's like, you okay up there, buddy?
No, I get interrupted in my equations and trying to work something out, and I keep getting picked up and moved around.
Okay, I understand that, but what are you doing? I don't see anyone.
It's cold hands.
Right. Okay. You working on any ideas on how we can get out right now?
I'm working on an equation. I'm trying to get into it, but I keep getting interrupted.
Yeah. Okay. And you look back at Saigon and say, yeah, we're stuck.
So, Emery, because you're communicating with people telepathically, I envision that it's not only just like an auditory feedback. You kind of, if you hone in on them, you can get like intention or emotion simultaneously. So I imagine Quan is moderately easier to understand in their head. Maybe.
Yeah.
Perhaps with the help of Michael Wayne in chat.
Oh my god, there's subtitles in here.
I know, it's beautiful.
Can my telepathy turn on subtitles?
Occasionally there's a redacted or inaudible, but you get most
Can you
of
hear me?
Oh, thank God, this is changing everything.
And I think Emery just sits back for a second and looks around this room. Is there anything that she can either use or like see a door or button, or like the domes that we saw in the corridor? If there's anything like that.
No fancy boot panels. Holy shit.
Oh my.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay then.
Oh, okay. So, wow. Thank you, Minalien. They're gifting 20 tier 1 subs to the community. Holy hell.
So, you
Yes.
want to be a mage? or a fighter?
I feel like
I can show you how to be a shield.
that was a lot. Wow.
That is a lot.
Wowza.
That is a lot. Thank you. Wow.
Damn, son.
Well, that's gonna smash our sub goal, so I guess we get at least one trinket.
I feel like this requires some of this going on since we have alerts turned off.
He
Unless
also
you're killing it with his music.
Wowza.
Oh my
That
gosh,
was
thank you. All the scrat hype.
That's so like.
That's insane.
Thank you so much, you crazy fuckers.
I can show
Thank you, man.
Welcome to 2019. Awesome. Yeah, I had a wind down. I just got thrown off a bit because that's phenomenal. Like you can't ask for anything more than such a great. Like the chat's been awesome. Your support has been crazy, and like just
Seriously.
to be blown up to wind down with this. Like thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for rewarding the watchers with these wonderful gift subs. I don't know what to say. I'm terrible at receiving things. Thank you so much.
With Twitch, all of these gift subs, if anyone who was gifted a sub is unfamiliar with subbing, you are now privy to Scraticus channel's beautiful hype emote.
Yeah, go for it.
So lots of hype in the chat, please. That's very cool. You should hopefully get no ads because Twitch is a twat nowadays. But yeah, that's super cool. Like, welcome to the community, everyone.
And then right on the end, their own personal sub as well. Thank you so much, Manalien. Wow.
Good. Here's your
Right.
lesson plan.
So, right quick, I know we're at the end of our timeline, so I just kind of want to wrap up because you guys are so close. So, with the power of non-friendship and remote acquaintances and sensory deprivation.
For power.
Out of the cards. What was flipped upside down is no longer there. You guys are all right side up. You can now all see in lightness. Like, it's no longer just Say and Emery that are in the
Good.
the
Here's your
light.
lesson plan.
You guys all are back to normal, and you hear that same voice that you heard before you entered, being like, and now we may begin. And it doesn't sound like it's coming
You
from a
want to be a
speaker.
mage
It's
or a
definitely
fighter?
something resonating in
I
all
can
of
show
your
you how to
heads.
be a shield.
I'm really not good at puzzle games.
Yeah, and Emery's like,
Duh!
Emery's just like, no.
It's an average Tuesday as Tuesdays go, to be honest. Can I hear you now? Can I hear you? Colin's just doing the stare thing, just looking at you.
Wait, pause. People can't hear any of us except Scrat.
My bad.
How
I,
dare you!
I
What was
tried.
the last thing everyone heard?
I tried. I
Did you-
literally only did it a second ago. I tried to turn off notifications, but unfortunately, it also turned off all OBS sound.
You muted us.
My bad.
We will forgive you for those notifications, but come on.
I'm
Drop
so
a
sorry.
streamer ball 101.
I'm sorry.
Ah,
So for chat, I'm still holding on to Scrat. I'm holding Quan firmly to my chest.
Hey.
Yeah,
stick
and
around.
she's.
Might be able to teach
Why are you holding him?
So he doesn't go away.
So you're going to be his keeper now.
I'm not really sure.
To be fair, it's probably for the best. I don't really know. I mean, look at him. I don't really know what else we're gonna do with him.
Like an angry baby.
He's surprisingly light for you, Harold. Like, even with the wiggly, pouty dance rave they're having, it's fine. Emery and Harold, you guys are handling the transition back to like normal senses, okay? But like, say you and Quan, I would say, extreme sensory overload. Like, you can pick. I would say you need to pick one sensation that is like way too much, too bright, too loud.
Probably bright. I mean, I can handle having a little bit less in ways of sight.
Yeah, absolutely. Quan, you hear nothing but dance music.
It's really disproportionate. It's almost dysmorphic to what I'm trying to do here, but...
That's where we will end with you guys. That $1,000 a week is looking up to you. Quite tempting, still scalable, not worth it. But welcome.
It's an average Tuesday so far.
Yeah, okay, well, this has been great, guys. Why don't we quickly do a recap? Thank you, and do our outros. It's late at night. Or early in the morning.
Thank you so much. First of all, big shout out to Jess. What an amazing first session. That was incredible.
That was
Thank you so much.
So good, Jess. So good.
So,
Yay.
this time, let's go the other way round with talking to people. We'd like to hear your favourite part, where we can find you online, and all the wonderful things that you do, and as much praise for Jess as you feel willing to give. We'll start with Alice this time.
Hello. Well, I want to give all the praise to Jess because I'm loving this so far, and you managed to put up with me and Scrat in a game together. So we kind of threw you in the deep end there. But no, seriously, I love this so much. It was so good. I really enjoyed myself, and I know I'm going to love all of these characters already as they slowly, like, some of them I think are slowly going to relax more. Some of them I think are just maybe gonna get used to them more, but I'm really looking forward to seeing all of them. I really like how stern Harold is, that Harold is just get the job done, I'm here to do something, let's get on with it, no silly business. And then you've got Sai, who is like, can I copy your questions, can I do like that? There's like trying to make friends but it's not quite going right. And then we've got Pickle Breck, who is just, wow, yet again.
No, it's talking about it. I haven't heard of time.
Yeah.
Managed to do it.
But yeah, I'm White Rabbit Pick. I DM on this channel. I play on this channel. I run Eberron. I run Dragon Age, and I run also the Realm of the Ancients, which is our other Cypher system game, which is one I run. And I'm also going to be over on Tales of the Grim channel very soon, where I'll be playing in the Highlander version of the Cypher system and also Lady Blackbird as well. So yeah, awesome. Thank you. Seriously, Jess, so good. And music cues, like, perfect. So
Yes, absolutely fantastic. Well, Jess, you are next around, so why don't we go to you next? How was it for you?
Yes. All right. So I knew what I signed up for with these players. As the weeks rolled by and it got closer and closer to time, I was like, yep, no character for Scrat, no character for Alice. I mean, they're hella busy. This is fine. This is to be expected. Okay, I think I know. I kind of, okay, yep, okay, we're gonna wing it. But Episode 1 is fantastic. Like, you guys play so well together already. Obviously, this is great. I'm super grateful that you've entrusted this slot to enable that, like, specifically Scrat and Alice to play together, since that's not something that happens very often. So, favorite moment. Well, okay, so I'm super intrigued to see if Philip. Ooh, Alex.
Thank you so much.
So much love. Oh my god.
Everyone's such a sweet.
Like,
bee.
our sub points have been absolutely smashed. They're flying up, you guys.
And unlike at the end, like, of first opening week as well.
Yeah, it was a great way to finish.
What
It
a
was
great
awesome.
finish to the week, you guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jess. Please.
No,
You
this
want
is
to be a
great.
maid
We
or a
needed
fighter?
this. I had a
I can show
shitty
you how
ass
to be a
day
shield.
yesterday, and I don't know. Today was like, I felt recentered. I knew I was walking into this stream, and I was hella nervous going into it. But I think that's like, that happens to all of us. Like, no matter how many times we do it, we're always a wee bit like, oh my god, what the fuck? But I have so many show notes from this. I'm so excited, guys. Thank you. This is great. I'm super.
I'm sorry you were exposed to Irish scrap.
It'll take a moment, but I
stick
mean,
around.
it's
be
great.
able to
Sometimes you're gonna need that comic relief, so we'll see how far that goes. Thank you, guys. Yes, outro. Burst of Hope on Twitter, that one.
You're just in town.
You can find me there. I tend to post things like bits of positivity, some exercisey things, and maybe a little bit of Flirt Squad. But I love you guys, so thank you.
Highly recommend the Flirt Squad. Highly.
Yeah.
Comes with high recommendations.
This is the biggest thing I'm doing, but you find me as a player all across. So just follow me on Twitter. You'll see me. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Next round, let's get some hype from Hans. Oh, hi, Hans.
Hey, I'm on Twitter. If you guys know where I am, great. If not, don't worry, because I'll be here. Just follow Scraticus and I'll be back. This is a lot of fun. The best part that you guys don't get to see unless you subscribe to the Scraticus Patreon at the whatever $1 level is the Zoom chat, which
Oh my god.
there's actually a more button here where you can save this. I don't know if you do that, but
I think we need to.
there's-
Something.
there's some
Absolutely.
stuff going on. There is a lot of other fun stuff, but I know Renee is out there and she can appreciate what it's like having a Zoom chat during a game. This is like Eden, but much, much less serious. I think in a good way.
I can't believe you made Rick scrap.
I didn't mean
And
to.
Morty is just Philip.
Yep.
Hey,
I didn't
I
mean
know
to. It
there's
was an
not-
accident.
what's the Brooklyn Nine-Nine line? I know we just got Quan, but if anything happened to him, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And if you get shrunk, you're tiny break. It's gonna happen. There's so many quotes that are gonna come out of this game. I know already.
I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you so much, Hans. Next round, we have the wonderful Zelda.
Hi, I'm Zelda. You can find me at Zelayanami on Twitch and Twitter. I stream sometimes. Who knows when? I am very, very head over heels already with this because it is so amazing again to RP with characters with such diverse like personalities, and I feel like there's always like that chance that if you don't communicate exactly who your characters are, that you get like these not conflicting, but sometimes you get almost personality similarities that are too similar, and we are just all so different. I don't know how it turned out that way, but we are all like, how did 4 people become polar opposites? I don't know. Anyways, yes, this is like talking to people and like the awkward conversations that people have together because we're so different is one of my favorite things. Just trying to talk to Harold and him just like giving me 2-word answers. And I'm like, oh, okay. Anyways, yes. It was great to actually play in a game with both Scrat and Alice.
They're brilliant.
played
You're
with-
all brilliant.
Have I played with you before, Zelda?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have we? Because I know I haven't played with
You
Jess.
DM'd me, but
So-
haven't played with me.
Hmm.
Okay. So my first game with you is with both of you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's
Good
gonna
luck.
be good. It's gonna be a good season.
I should let chat know that there isn't a Patreon level where you can magically see the Zoom chat. I'm afraid Hans made that up.
But it's like the
You can
best
make it
on
happen. It can
You
happen
could.
now.
I think we should have some screenshots.
What we could
Like-
do is there is the option in Twitch to have extra rooms, which I've never used, and we could.
It's nonsense. You could
Is it-
try. It's malarkey.
It's
And
malarkey.
it says
Yes.
as a
I
text.
call
file, just-
malarkey.
There
It's
should.
malarkey.
Yeah.
There should be.
We could do
But-
screenshots and stuff because I
Yeah.
think
It-
that would be.
It's a text file. I just saved it, and you can see the whole thing. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you
fantastic.
can definitely upload
Hans.
it as a perk. Like I think Hans just
Great.
won.
Yeah, Hans, we'll totally do that. If you upload the text file, send it to me. I'll put it on the Patreon. We'll do that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
$5,
just a little button
yeah.
right here in Zoom chat. We got this.
great. That'd be perfect.
Oh no, they're gonna see all the shenanigans. Oh.
Please. I actually want it to be seen. It's too good
People
not
need to know how bad this gets. Am I right?
can't leave it alone.
It's
This
too
is
good
why I
to
have to
die
walk
every time
away.
we close
Also, we did just hit our Patreon goal today as well. Whilst we were streaming, someone donated $50 a month, which has taken us over our $500 goal. Hey, looks like you guys want us to do this full time. That's convenient because we are. Thanks, everyone. As for me, what was my favourite part? My favourite part has to be... I always try and pick things that aren't to do with me. I do try, I promise. But the few times when I said something which I thought was quite understandable, and the four of you just...
Blank eyes because absolutely unintelligible.
Yes.
Which
that's
makes me
what-
so happy.
Oh no, that was it. When I said I thought you said, "What do you prefer, clothes?"
You provide clothes. Yes, I do.
Everyone's like, I thought you were insinuating that Con preferred to be naked most of the time, and I was like, "Oh hell no!"
I mean, we still haven't confirmed if Quad is going commando. on
This
this.
has not been confirmed or
I know
denied.
next week if Breck is actually commando under that lab jacket.
Maybe we'll find out at some point. But for now, everyone...
That'll be the finale.
Here are my social links. Go and check out our Discord, our Twitter, and our YouTube. If you want to get into a game, head over to Twitter, send me a DM. This season we have Cypher System, we have Ryutama. We've got 2 sets of D&D 5e, one without pre-gen characters and one with pre-gen characters. And we've got Monster of the Week, which starts on Monday. That one's essentially Mad Max meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
What?
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. And it's a viewer game as well, so if you want to get in, let me know. Send me a DM and I'll get you a game. They are going quite fast, so I think we're already up to March. And the end of the March is the end of the season, so...
Yeah, I think Jess is panicking.
What else do we have? We have a Patreon. We were just talking about the Patreon. If you want to head over there, we'll upload the text file, I think, for a $5 subscription level. So if you guys want to go over there right now, do the $5 thing. Hans is going to send me the text file. I'll upload it later on. Happy days. Also, you can let me know that you've pledged in live chat on the second link. It's a bit late now, but you can do that anyway. Manalian, I see you there in chat. Thank you so much for them gift subs, you crazy, crazy person. We also have merch. If you want something to show for your donations and stuff, you can head over to the Redbubble and we'll get a portion of the proceeds. You can get hoodies, jumpers, t-shirts, wall hangings, tapestries. You name it.
Leggings, skirts, dresses, like it goes on.
Oh yeah, you can get everything.
And I get a cat shirt.
Horribly.
I wish. I think Hildy might just savage me if I did that.
We also have sponsors. Our sponsors are Bird in the Storm Publishing, who do write modules for D&D and other TTRPGs. They're very worth checking out. We have one of their modules up on YouTube right now. It's called Clearing the Midnight Wield, and it was a ton of fun. You should check it out. I DM'd it based off the module, and I tweaked things, but it's essentially the same module. I can't really do anything about tweaking it because, you know, the Mad Professor trope isn't actually that far away from reality. Mage Hand Press as well. Lindy's in chat. Lindy DMs our current Dark Matter expansion campaign, Completely Legitimate Business, which goes live on Thursdays at 10 PM. You should go and check it out, but you should also go and check out our sponsors' content as well, because it is essentially like having a second player's handbook. There's a lot of content there. Go and check it. Also check out our panels. We've got arasavad.com, we've got Ruinc, and we've got tabletoploot.com. Each one has a discount code for you to go and get dice, accessories, or a map. Go and check it out. So much space lore. They are from Lindy herself. So much space lore.
I love it. I love Dark Matter.
Today, we are going to go and raid one of our good friends. We're going to go and take this hype over to Torn Pixie. Torn Pixie is currently playing D&D, and they are also in our Conan game on Tuesdays. So you can come and see them here on Tuesdays, but also you can see them there right now, which is where we're going. Thank you so much for all of the love and everything today, everyone. What a wonderful way to finish the season. Fantastic. Okay, the video's playing music.
I was like, did you even let Todd say goodbye?
I haven't actually ended the stream yet. The stream's still running.
I was like, Todd, did you plug your Twitter? Okay, cool.
The stream's still running. You can also see everything. Like, apparently when you press cut on the video, it breaks everything. And then if you go click back on it, it really has a freak out. So I guess now I'll press transition and the video should play. See you later, everyone!